From the greatest sports town in modern history, New York City. Welcome to the most exhilarating sports talk on YouTube today. The Entertainah, talking sports. So mute your device, dial your phone, and prepare yourself for the pinnacle of sports talk on YouTube. The Entertainah, talking sports. Monday nights, only on YouTube.
Stand up, sports fans! How's everybody doing as we're doing our Saturday night call-in show? Just want to say hello to everybody. How you doing? Christopher Columbus, Geomon, New York Mets, Scott Thomas, Procaccini, Austin Enez. How's everybody doing tonight? Who else we got in here? One giant rebuttal in the house. The sexy goat. Guillermo is in the house. Austin Enez in the house. Kiernan's in the house. Rum Boys, stand up. Everybody do me a favor. Check out the Rum Boys when you get a chance. Michael Capone, Enzo, Geomon, Karen Singh. Delano is in the house. Love Delano. Who else? Alex Smith. What's going on? Thank you to everybody who's tuned in. We've got a lot to talk. Joe Lutz. You know I love Joe Lutz. We got a lot to talk about. Colby's. Since the last time we had a call-in show, there's been a lot of things happening in the NFL. Movie critic, what's going on? Rogue Dog, Sperm Cell. They're hiding the hick. Yes, they are. Colby, what's going on? Salute to everyone in the chat. Fury, what's going on? Thank you for tuning into the stream. So, the Giants this week, a couple of days ago, you got two, you deserve three, Geomon. Jack, what's going on? Dark Demonic, I think I gave him already. One giant rebuttal, thank you so much. Bang that thumbs up and let the calls begin. Anthony Simonelli, Spotlight Sports Talk, go check him out. Of course I want a cookie. But anyway, I did my introductions, done. Lot of big blue flag, gotta give it to you. Love Big Blue Flag. So, a lot of big things happening in the football world over the last couple days since the last time we talked. The New York Football Giants go out there and they get rid of the contract that none of us think they're going to be able to get rid of. They get rid of Olivier Vernon, which other than Eli Manning is the worst contract on their books, and it may have been worse when you factor in that it was for 2 years. He was due to make $19.5 million over the next 2 years. They were able to, I think they had to eat 8 of it, so they were able to save $11.5 from the trade. Of course, they took back Kevin Zeitler, who makes $10 million this year. He'll make $10 million next year and $12 million the year after that. He's one of the elite guards in the sport. So now the Giants have something cooking with the offensive line. I project now, I read all over Twitter today. Now, it hasn't come out on ESPN. It hasn't come out on Fox Sports, any of the major networks. But Ralph Acciano from SNY and several people on Twitter said that the Giants do not intend to change anything with Eli's contract. So if that is the case, the Giants are going to have approximately $21 million to spend in free agency. Now they're going to have to pick and choose where they spend it. Their biggest holes are on the defensive side of the football. So that is the biggest news of the week. Of course, you've got the Antonio Brown debacle. We don't know where he's going. Everybody in the Sports World Authority was going to Buffalo. Then that changes. Then I hear he's going to the Raiders yesterday. And that was supposed to be done already. I haven't heard anything today. The world's gone silent on Antonio Brown. I don't know what's going on with that. Case Keenum, of course, another big storyline. He goes to the Redskins. I'm going nuts. We got free agency in 4 days. The NFL's getting crazy. Kid Blues in the house. What's going on? How you doing, buddy? So, with that being said, we are going to open up. We need a pass. Absolutely. We are going to open up. Let me just get rid of this. 1 second, guys. With that being said, we are going to open up. By the way, I think I said thank you for the super chat, one giant rebuttal. I'm pretty sure I did. I don't want to be rude. I almost positive I did. Thank you so much for the super chat. We're going to open up the phone. So let me open up that number for you guys. Now, as always, as I always say, one caller at a time. That's all I ask. I recognize the first 20 seconds, 30 seconds. I'm going to get I didn't put the number up yet. I'm already getting a call. I'll take it. Let me put the number up. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
You chose a good number to start off the show.
Who's it, Chris Sonor?
Yup, it's your boy.
How you doing, buddy?
Ragu eating, pimpster, mobster, ragu eating again, trigu eating, Italian expert eating, Chris Senior. You already know who's in the house.
How you doing? Oh, QC, thank you so much. Love that intro. I appreciate that, QC. 2 fists for you, buddy. Thank you so much. So, Christian, we all know you're a pimp. We know you got a channel going on over there. You're adorable. You're one of my best subscribers.
Yep.
What is going on, Chris? What do you want to talk about today?
I have 5 stars on my Yelp review. So, anyways,
good to know.
What's it called? Anyways, the Giants signed their guard. Do you think you're gonna make any other changes for that offensive line?
Yes, 100%. They have to. Right now, they've got 4 guys on the starting offensive line. You, of course, got the left side everybody knows about, Solder Hernandez. Jalapio's coming back for only $675,000. So I think that was a good contract for what you paid him. He looked good the first 2 weeks last year before he got hurt. Now you bring over Zeitler, who's one of the best guards in the sport. And, yeah, they got to get a right tackle, whether that's in free agency or the draft. You could go Darrell Williams, which everyone seems to think they were going to do. I don't know if they're going to do that now that they brought in Zeitler. Or you could wait until the draft and get one in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Well, they don't have a 3rd round pick, but 2nd, 4th round.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I agree with you with that. You need to fix the O-line if you're going to get a new quarterback. And if you're going to give Eli Manning one more year, let him remember that last year. Get him to the playoffs. I respect Eli Manning. I still think Phillip Rivers is a little bit better than him. But
well, you're always going to feel that you're a Chargers fan. I'm always going to think Eli's better. That's the way it works.
Yeah, I'm kind of biased on Phillip Rivers. I think his 2015, 2016, a little bit of 2017. I think it was all really close games, like the Green Bay game where he had Danny Woodhead wide open on 3rd down. Then he didn't get that one, and on 4th down he went for him again, and then they deflected it, and then like against the Bears, and then against Michael Vick and with the Pittsburgh Steelers, he always comes up so close. That's the thing about Phillip Rivers, and that's why I like him.
Phillip Rivers is one of the best quarterbacks never to win a ring. He's
I think he's second. I think he's second behind Dan Marino, honestly, because the way he's been able to throw the ball, his throwing motion and everything for 15 years. I don't even know how he doesn't even blow out his arm with that. I don't even know.
Well, if you go down the list, Dan Marino's clearly number 1. Then you got Jim Kelly, who you could argue
Jim Kelly, yeah.
Donovan McNabb's another one. There's a few, but he's in the discussion. Dan Fouts is another great one. Warren Moon's a great one.
Yeah.
But he's in the discussion.
Dan Fouts. Yeah, and also, just wanted to say, a little bit of Chargers news. We cut Jaleel Adai. Do you see? What do you think is gonna? Do you think that's a target for the? He's a safety, by the way. Do you think that's a target for the Giants? And he's pretty cheap too. By the way.
Yeah, it's possible. The Giants. It's gonna be very interesting to see what they do at the safety position. There's a lot of big names, but the Giants don't have a lot to spend, so it's going to be interesting to see how they allocate their money. If they go out and sign Darrell Williams, that's going to cost about half of what they have left in the bank. So at this point, I don't think I'd do that. I think I'd focus on the defensive side of the football.
And, by the way, I think you're kind of lagging a little, like it's cutting a little bit, so I think that might be on my side, but I'm just letting you know, kind of cut there for a second.
All right, I'll try my. I can't do anything about it if it lags. But
I'll leave you there. Okay.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much for the call, buddy.
Keep it up, Chris. Entertainah. The ragu eating pimpster. Keep it up, man. You're gonna hit one of me one day.
And Taylor said I'm raising these kids right.
Yes. Yeah. Papa Philly, Papa Chris. Uncle Scott, all of them are raising me good, with the ragu sauce, the maruchan, everything, all those foods.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much for the call. Good job, my man.
Yeah. Keep it up, man.
All right, Chris. And I see Asia's coming to the chat. How you doing, Asia? Taylor, of course. How are you doing? What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, who you think the Giants gonna take? I think we should get a new quarterback.
Oh, by the way, I just noticed. This is awesome, by the way. With the new... I had to make an update to the Skype. And with the new Skype update, I realized because I see the calls coming in, you don't hear the ring anymore. Amazing. I don't got to worry about keep hanging up on people. This is great. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. What's your question?
I think the New York Giants need to take a new quarterback.
Who do I think the Giants' new quarterback's going to be? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
I mean, right now it looks. I mean, if they're going with a new quarterback this year, I think Eli's going to be the starter day one. I think that's clearly obvious at this point. But if they're going to have a new quarterback, this year, it's between either Rosen or Haskins. I don't think it's going to be anybody else. It's one of those two, in my opinion. It's not going to be Kyler Murray. Murray's going to go first overall from all reports. And even if he doesn't, I'd be surprised if the Giants take him. I think it'll be either Haskins or Rosen. If the Giants make a trade for Rosen, he's certainly a possibility.
Yeah. I heard we're supposed to get somebody from Ohio State.
That's Haskins.
Mm.
You're talking about Haskins. Yeah, he's from Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yep, those are the two guys.
He would be good. He would probably fit my team. He would probably do good for the Giants.
I like Haskins. I've said that for months now. But, thank you so much, the movie critic. He says, my call is going straight to voicemail. Movie critic, when I'm on the phone, it's going to go straight to voicemail. I can't answer two calls at once. So I guess that's the new feature. I'm sorry, I got thrown off there. We were talking about Haskins, right? Oh, I was going to say with Rosen, the way that's going to work is if they could get him for a second or a third round pick, I got to be honest, I think that's the better option. I mean, because that still gives you the sixth overall pick to go out and get a stud defensive player. Or you could trade down and accumulate more picks. So if Rosen comes on the cheap, I think that's the route the Giants should take. Now, we don't know if these Cardinal rumors are even true or not. We have no idea yet. It could all be nonsense, and they could be trying to drive up the price for the first overall pick, throwing out rumors. We don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. The draft's coming up soon, though. Free agency's coming up soon. We're going to get a lot of answers to our questions leading up into the draft as we see how teams spend their finances in free agency. We're going to see what holes they fill.
Yeah, that would be good to find out.
Yeah. But anything else, my man?
No, that's it.
All right, buddy. I really appreciate the call. Keep up. Thank you for being a great subscriber.
Yeah, be right there.
All right, buddy. All right, buddy. Thank you, Michael Capone. I appreciate that. Pumpkin in the house. Pumpkin, my man. QC, I'm pretty sure I said hello. I definitely did. You gave me a super chat. QC is the best. Big Blue Flag, what do you think of signing Marcus? To be honest with you, I haven't had my eye on him. I'll do more research on him. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hi, Chris.
What's going on? Who's this?
Nelson,
a regular caller. Big Knicks fan, big Giant fan. Curious to see what you want to talk about tonight.
Yeah, that's a great trade by the Giants, by the way. Still eliminating on Olivia Vernon's contract or something.
Yeah, no, great trade. I mean, he was due $39 million over the next 2 years. To be able to get rid of that, that's a slam dunk. I mean, I never thought they'd be able to get rid of that without cutting him. And to get Zeitler back, who was ranked the 6th best guard in football last year by PFF, and I think he was ranked number 1 in pass protection, if I'm not mistaken. To get that piece back for a guy that's contract is absolutely absurd. You got to be smiley ear to ear if you're a Giants fan. I think it was a great, and I think it could work out for both sides. I think that Vernon is going to fit in nicely with Cleveland if he could stay healthy, because now he's not going to be getting doubled and triple teamed. He's going to be on the other side of Myles Garrett, who's one of the best pass rushers in football. Cleveland's going to have a really nice team next year.
Yeah, and there's got to be more. There's got to be more for the Giants too.
Well, the Giants certainly going to obviously add some names in free agency. They got a little money to spend. We'll see. I wouldn't even rule out a trade possible. You know, I mean, all doors are open at this point. I think the Giants have to look everywhere and anywhere for a potential trade partner if they could get a pass rusher that way, because the pass rusher market is really thin right now in free agency because everybody was franchised. And Trey Flowers is out of their price range. We'll see what they do.
Do we need any defensive player on the transfer or something?
Yeah, we need like 9 new defensive players. That's the problem with the Giants' defense. It's absolutely atrocious. But you can only go one day at a time. I mean, right now we got B.J. Hill, we got Lorenzo. I mean, guys that you know are going to be there and be starting are Lorenzo Carter, B.J. Hill, Janoris Jenkins, Sam Beal is certainly going to start. Unless we cut him, Alec Ogletree is 5. B.J. Goodson's going to be 6. Probably at this point, I mean, we'll see. The safeties, I'm not going to say anybody's a guaranteed lock. We'll see. I mean, but they got to at least 2 or 3 starters via the draft and free agency on the defensive side of the football. Have to.
You know, even I know that I'm still happy, even though there's got rid of Orlando Collins' contract.
Right. What about the lines of cut? What are you saying? You would have brought him back?
I mean, I would have what is it? Should I do? Should like I forgot what it is. Is it like
franchise tag?
Yeah.
Yeah. You would have brought him back for the $11 million. Well, I was a proponent of doing that as well. But they didn't do it. You know, we got to move on. We got to go with the direction they went with. They must have thought we're not going to sign this guy long term anyway, so we might as well let him go. I think they should have traded him. But the one thing I will say, I forgot what it is, but it sounded as if they're going to get a 3rd-round pick next year. I think they're going to end up getting a 3rd-round pick for Collins in next year's draft. But anything else, Nelson, before I let you go, buddy?
No problem.
All right, buddy. Love when you call and keep up the good work. Thank you for the call.
All right.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. Taylor. All right. What is Cop Pizzle in here? Is that really? I missed it. If Cop Pizzle's in here, I absolutely love Cop Pizzle. If you have not checked out his channel, I mean, go check it out. I missed him. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
What's going on? It's Nations.
Nations, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. So
I'm just gonna scroll up for a second. I just want to see if Cop's. I love Cop. One of my favorite guys on you. There he is. What the hell is going on?
Oh, really?
Cop Pizzle.
What's going on, Cop
Thank
Pizzle?
you for tuning in, Cop Pizzle. How you doing? Yeah, Cop Pizzle, of course, been on my channel a few times. Cop Pizzle, by the way, since he's here, I'm gonna ask you, Cop Pizzle, do you want to come on the channel on Tuesday? You want to come on the channel on Tuesday? I'd love to have you on. But go ahead, Nations. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, so I just wanted to quickly talk about a couple of things. Did you hear about the Rams signing Eric Weddle?
Yes, I did. I think it was 2 years, 12 and a half, or 2 years, 11, something like that.
Yes, it's something like that. And for the Olivier Vernon trade, I just wanted to quickly say I think that was a really good trade. I mean, because both sides of the ball, the Browns needed a pass rusher. They got that. We needed an offensive lineman. We got that. And we get rid of Olivier Vernon's extremely huge contract. And Olivier Vernon, like I said this on one of your previous call-in shows. Do you remember? I'm not sure. I said, do you think the Giants would trade him? I think they should to get rid of that huge cap hit. Do you remember? I'm not sure when it was. I think it was like 2 weeks ago.
You were saying it, and I said that I don't think they're going to be able to trade him. And you were right, and I was wrong. The Giants did a great... That's why you're smarter than me. I always say it. You're one of my smartest callers. And Nation is starting his own YouTube channel, which I cannot wait to start promoting because I know it's going to be great. This kid is so good. Every time he calls in, he knows so much about the Giants. But, yeah, I mean, they did a great job getting rid of that contract. I honestly didn't think they were going to be able to. Why wait till Tuesday? Well, I know you're calling in, Cop, but every Tuesday I have a new YouTube guest on, and it's almost like we get to, like, know more about the YouTuber. So it's like we talk about why they started their YouTube channel, get to know the YouTuber a little bit better. So if you're interested, let me know, because I would love to have you on. But, Nation, the trade was great. It was a great trade by Gettleman. It opened up a lot of options. And like you said, they killed 2 birds with 1 stone because they helped the offensive line and they got rid of a bad contract. Now, of course, it's another hole they're going to have to fill, but I'm happy with that trade. I mean, I'm ecstatic. I think it's as good as it could have possibly worked out.
Yeah, and also factoring in how his age and how we're rebuilding into a younger, what it seems like a younger defense. a more talented defense. And you could tell, I think that this was good because I know it's not a lot, but you free up 1.5 million cap space. You get rid of an injury-prone player who has been getting injured, which he's a great player overall. He's a really good pass rusher. And I think that both of these players are going to benefit on their new teams more than they did on their last one, because I feel like for the Giants, they're looking to upgrade their offense, it seems. And whenever you surround decent players or good players with other good players, they end up starting to develop a little more and playing a lot more better. And I think that's what's going to happen to Olivier Vernon, because you pair him up with the Browns defense with, what's his name, Myles Garrett, all those young, talented guys on the Browns defense. And then now our offensive line is starting to come together, and it looks pretty good. Obviously, we still have a couple of holes to fill, but I think that they're going to do that. They're going to do that either in free agency or the draft. So I think that this trade works out for both teams, and I think it was a very smart move.
Yeah, and Cruzon, I think you misinterpreted what he said. He said more talented defense, that remains to be seen. He was saying, oh, Spotlight Sports Talk, thank you so much. Entertainah is a good guy. I appreciate you, Spotlight. Keep doing what you're doing. Everybody go over there and check him out. I love that guy. Would love to work with you again in the future. But Cruzon, he was talking about the Browns defense it has better players, and that's going to make Vernon better. And he's absolutely right. And it's the same thing with Landon Collins. When the Giants had a better defense, Collins looked a lot better. I mean, that's any sport. When you have better surrounding talent, you're not asked to do as much. I mean, they were asking Collins to do way too much on the defense, and his flaws got amplified when they asked him to do some things he wasn't capable of doing. And you're right. I think Vernon's going to thrive there as long as he can stay healthy, because he's not going to see double teams anymore with Myles Garrett on that defense. And I think the Browns are a very good team next year. I really do. It was a great pickup for them. I think the trade's going to work out for both. Oh, Sperm Cell, thank you so much. He said, can we get someone on here who's above the age of 10? No, this call is great. Nations is great. Christian Orr is great. They speak English beautifully. Christopher himself. But anything else, buddy, before I always love when you call in. Anything else, buddy, before I let you go?
No, that's pretty much it.
All right, man, you are the best, man. Just let me know when you drop that video. I'll be sure to send people over to it.
Yep, thank you. Have a nice night, everybody in the chat, and have a nice night, Entertainah. I always love calling in. Keep up the hard work. Keep thriving your YouTube channel and doing what you're doing, because it's really entertaining. No pun intended. But yeah, have a nice night.
You got it, man. Thank you so much for the call.
Thank you.
Devon Griffin, you really don't think the Browns will make the playoffs next year? I thought the Browns were going to make the playoffs before they made that trade, because you look at their division, the Steelers are much worse with losing Brown and Bell. Now, I know they still have a good offensive line, but their defense is suspect. I don't fully believe in Lamar Jackson. And the Browns have a lot of cap space. I think the Browns are going to be very good next year. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
What's going on, Entertainah? Stand up. It's the Rum Boys. Dilly. It's Robbie.
Rum Boys. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? Rum Boys got a great channel, by the way. If you've not checked it out, please do so. What's going on, my man?
Not much. Just trying to get the voice back together so I can be ready for live on Monday. So just trying to, lemon water and all that good stuff. But I wanted to call in because, man, that we had to talk about it. So, you're to me, I admire you. You know that you're one of the biggest names in independent sports analytics in my eyes.
I appreciate
What do you make? No worries. What do you make of, you and I, we do our analytics. It's just us. We don't have a team of researchers and everything like that. We're not NFL insiders. What do you make of what happened with the Antonio Brown debacle and the Buffalo Bills and just how the ball was dropped by Ian Rappaport?
Yeah. I think what happened there, I think it was a done deal. I think Brown came out and he cried about it. And I'm going to say what I said when I called into you. I think that was a perfect fit for Antonio Brown. Maybe not for his numbers, but in terms of winning. I think the Buffalo Bills are capable of having a very good team next year with the amount of cap space they have. The defense they already have in place. They had the second-ranked defense in football last year. I think they're one or two weapons away and solidifying that offensive line, which is not good, but they have $80 million to spend. And the draft. So I think they're going to fix that offensive line this year. It might not be perfect, but it's going to be much better, and it's going to help Josh Allen a lot, who I think is very talented. But as far as that trade goes, I think Antonio Brown cried. I think he bitched, he moaned. He didn't want to go to Buffalo. He didn't want to play in the cold weather. And that's what happened. And he came to the Steelers. He said, I'm not going to go there. and the Bills got word of it, and they said, we don't want to deal with this. He's a diva as is, and we don't want to throw this on top of it, and they moved on.
But don't you feel like, because you know how passionate I was, you know, I had taken a few calls that night on my channel. You know, don't you feel like it's more important for what we do that we be accurate instead of being first? It's more like we're always going to remember that Ian got that wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it hurts his credibility. But to be fair, to be completely fair, and I don't know if it was Ian Rappaport specifically, and this is why I didn't make a video. To be completely fair, every analyst, none of them said it was a done deal. They said it was in the works. At least everyone that I read. So, and I think people took it out of proportion. They said it was pretty much a done deal, like it was close to being a done deal, but nobody said it was done. And that's why I didn't make a video on it, because that's how I read it. So I don't necessarily know.
That's how I was reading it.
What is that?
Yeah, and that's how I was reading it. And then that news dropped from Ian, and I was like, oh, shit. Like, you know, it's coming from Ian. It's got to be true.
Yeah. No, but I have to read it again, but I'm almost positive that he did not say verbatim that the trade is complete. I think he said that it was, paraphrasing, of course, that it was about. It was likely. It was likely and about to be done, which there's nothing wrong with that, because at that point in time when he reported it, it probably was likely and about to be done.
And then of course, you know, he came on with his Instagram, said fake news, and then that's when everything kind of spiraled out of control. We watched it all happen. We watched it all unfold during the call-in, which was fortunate because I was able to report that it was fake, like right then and there at the end. But yeah, man. I mean, because I know that you take our craft very serious.
Yeah.
So I just really wanted to get your take on it, analyst to analyst, because you're in terms of independent coverage, you're the guy. You're top notch. You know.
I appreciate that, one, boys, man, and you're doing a great thing over there too. Your channel's growing fast, and you keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate that, man. I really do. Anytime I get to talk to another YouTuber that I respect, I mean, I can't wait to talk to Cop Pizzle. Cop Pizzle, by the way, do me a favor so I can take your call next. Is that not the correct number? Hold on, let me make sure. Is that not the correct number? I think that's the correct number. I've screwed this up before. Oh my God, I did it again. I did it again. So if Cop has been trying to call in, that's the problem. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. Everybody that's been calling me must have my number saved. This is like the third time I've done this. And that explains why I haven't been getting so many calls. 481. I apologize about that, guys. Yeah, it's just been a crazy couple of days in the NFL. I put out 5 videos yesterday because there's so much news going on. It's crazy between Case Keenum, Antonio Brown, Olivier Vernon. I mean, it's a lot, and a free agency's 4 days away.
Yeah, and you know that it's only going to get crazy. I know that both of us are going to be working. You know, I know that we do this, you know, independently, but it's going to be overtime practically almost.
Oh, yeah, no, Wednesday, I already have off work. I had days to use, and I have to use them by the end of March. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take March 13th off because that day I'm going to be pumping out probably at least 15 videos that day with all the big signings.
Yep, hey, I'll be doing the same thing with you, man. I just really wanted to get your take on that because, like I said, you know, you're a big power player in this independent media movement that we have going on. You know, yourself, Waterboy Spotlight, Bad Dog, Sports Fury, everybody. So I just really wanted to, you know, just have that more personal take. But I appreciate you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I salute. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rum Boys and Girls. What to do? I'm out.
Cheers to you, Rum Boys. Thank you so much for calling in.
No worries, man.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. And have a good one, man. Taylor, the way they were able to call in is they have my number saved because they're regular callers. I've done that before. And here they all come now. So I'll answer one at a time. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Yo, this is Guillermo, man.
I love Guillermo. Guillermo, man, where you been?
What the hell's up, man? I've been calling in. I've been just chilling and listening, man. But
I hear you, bro. I hear you. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I got some advice for you. First and foremost, shout out to Peter Alonso. He hit another absolute bomb today. I'm loving what the Mets are putting out there, man. I'm really happy. It sucks that TJ Rivera was released, even though I liked him. But yeah, shout out to Peter Alonso for hitting another dinger today, man. I'm really feeling confident about this season. But on to your Giants, man. I'll say this. There's a video. I'll post it. There's a video some dude made on why Josh Rosen is not nowhere near as bad as what people make him out to be. I actually think the Giants, I think you guys should give up, if you can, give up a third rounder or maybe even a second round if you could get it.
I would give up a second rounder for Josh. I don't even love Josh Rosen. I'll say this about Josh Rosen. My only gripe with Josh Rosen has nothing to do with his physical ability. It's more so to do with how I think he'd handle New York because he's very He's like the opposite of Eli. Like, Eli is this very laid back. He ignores the media. Josh Rosen seems like the type of personality to me that he is going to lash back out at the media. And that, if you do that in New York, you know as well as I do that they're going to eat you alive. And
I understand, but here's one thing. Now, his confidence has been beaten up a little bit, right? The guy hasn't been loquacious or as talkative, as he was when he was coming out of UCLA. You have that kid come in, have Eli start however many games, or maybe, if you can get him for a cheap round draft pick, just get him for a cheap round draft pick, whatever could work. Get him to bring him in, blah, blah, have him start midway, and have it be like, hey, look, put out the rumors out there that, look, the season's kind of lost, if the Giants suck, which I think is kind of hard just because you guys have so much talent outside of Eli Manning in some parts of your line, even though you just got Zeitler, whatever his name is. If you guys have a lost season, have him start midway, put out rumors that you guys looking at Tua Tagovailoa. If you guys could get him, you move up and blah, blah, blah. And let's see what Josh Rosen could do. Look, I'm a Jets fan, whatever, but I think that Josh Rosen, with the proper O-line and with decent coaching, because he got no coaching from Steve Wilkes.
They got to be the most backward organization in football.
My God.
Before you go on, I want to get your take on this. How in the world does this – because he's the same general manager that was there when they drafted him. So this guy trades up to get Josh Rosen, and then the very next year he hires a coach that doesn't want Josh Rosen as his quarterback. How does that happen?
Dude, you see, the thing about it, this is what I get mad about, and it happens in a lot of sports. People want to get mad at the players sometimes. I put it a lot of times on the front offices. Some of these guys are really inept. They provide nothing but bravado and talk and narrative, and they do a poor job of putting talent around the players they draft, putting the proper coaches around the players. They hire their friends or whatever. Stupid organization in the car. And the guy made a great example. I'm a poster. I'm pretty sure you've probably seen his videos before. He said the Cardinals are just like the Browns, but the Browns actually now have a decent GM or some type of headway. Something's there. The Cardinals were just as inept as the Browns were. And I'm looking at that team, and if you see how little protection, how little help Josh Rosen got, I'll be astonished. Now, to get onto what the Giants are doing, like the Eli thing, I think is smoke and mirrors. I think is that, look, if you guys could put as much O-line talent around him, and he fails, and you guys can at least get close up to maybe, the fifth pick or whatever, you trade up and go up for Tua Tagovailoa. You just throw everything out there, get Tua Tagovailoa. You already have the O-line. Because I like Hernandez, Zeitler's coming out like him. You guys have some piece on the O-line. They just have to gel. Then you have Barkley, you have Odell, who you guys can't get rid of. You got Shepard, and you got Ingram.
Yeah.
That team, and I actually thought you guys should have gotten Weddle since you guys let go of Lynn.
I made a video on that. I said that I thought for the right price, I thought Weddle would have made sense as a free safety on a 1 or 2 year contract.
Now, and here's my last thing. I want you to talk about this because I'll be going after. Then we got other callers. How do you feel about Kyler Murray? I don't like what Charlie Rosen wrote. I think it's kind of old and kooky. But some of the things about Kyler Murray, when I watch Oklahoma, like there's a difference between him and the last quarter. Why is my brain going through a freeze right now, man?
You talking about Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson, maybe?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
When you think about Kyler Murray, when you look at Kyler Murray, right? I'm not saying he's not good. The kid is good, but I didn't see the leadership tangibles. I didn't see all that, and I think that because this quarterback draft is fairly weak. Every quarterback draft just gets hyped up, and I think that Kyler Murray, if the Cardinals take him, or even stupidly not the Cardinals,
Raiders,
Cardinals. Well, no, the Niners would take him. They have Jimmy
Raiders.
G.
Raiders have been rumored.
The Raiders try to move up and get because the Raiders are fourth. If they do that, first of all, you're going to have a windfall of great talent coming after that. Quentin Williams, Nick Bosa, blah, blah. Tell me how you feel about Kyler Murray, because maybe I'm watching and I'm just.
I mean, I get bashed by Kyler Murray fans all the time because I don't like him. I'm not saying he can't succeed. I don't want to be one of these people that say he definitely can't succeed, but I'm not a Murray fan. Could he succeed? Yeah, but I think he's way too big of a risk to be taken that early in the draft.
I feel you, man. Well, you know what? Look, salute to you, man. Hopefully the Giants still suck. My Jets, we coming up. We're definitely
real quick before I let you leave.
After the first pick, we're gonna definitely mess up the rest of the draft. So don't worry about it. You have plenty of time to laugh. But salute to you, man. I'll be in the chat room, man. Peace,
real quick before I let you leave. Who do you want? Who do you want in free agency for your Jets? Like your top guy.
We don't need safeties. I don't want AB. That guy. I forgot to say this. To your point, this is how dumb AB is, right? You talk about the Buffalo cold. I lived in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is not Buffalo.
Buffalo's a little colder, but it's damn close.
Pittsburgh is not good. So this is how dumb he is, right? Josh Allen had how many drops from his receivers last year? Probably, I don't know if he had the most, but he had enough where you're like, this guy needs help. You said he wouldn't benefit from numbers. Think about this. If you have AB on that team, I understand. You probably have to get another receiver. You think about it. You get AB and say you draft DK Metcalf, right? You have DK Metcalf and AB. Who the hell am I double teaming on that team? So AB would get so many damn looks. Because I think on the Steelers last year, he was double teamed like 9.7% of the time while the snaps, while Juju was only double team like 0.6 or whatever, right?
Right.
So
that's
Juju
why Juju was so good. Yeah, and it would be the same thing for the Bills. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I got to sacrifice. I got to cover one of these two beasts. AB would have eaten one. Two, they have a defense. That Bills team has. I'm gonna let you go after this because I got like 4 people calling in. Gotcha.
But everybody is sleeping on the Bills. Everybody's forgetting that this team made the playoffs 2 years ago. They have one of the top 3 or 4 defenses in the sport, and they got $80 million to spend. The Bills could be very good next year.
He screwed that up. Well, salute to you, man. AB screwed that up. Peace to you, peace to the chat, man. This channel's a bomb, man. Even that's like a 90s term. All right, man. Peace, man.
Guillermo, I appreciate the call, buddy. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. Love when Guillermo calls in. I met Guillermo at the Knicks game. He's a great guy. Love Guillermo. What's going on, Fox? How you doing, buddy? By the way, is my voice not going with my mouth? Because it looks off to me. But as long as it's not for you guys, that's all I care about. Cushman, did I block you? No. Are the calls not going through now? Lag. Is there lags? You're out of sync. All right, let me change cameras. Hold on. How about now? Better now? Let me know. But it seems like Skype is acting up. Hold on one second. I think there's something wrong with the Skype right now. Let me try to call it. Hold on. Let me try to call it. Because I see it circling. Yeah, I'm getting a busy. Hold on. I might have to... 1 second, guys. Let me try to fix this. Oh! Alright, I'm getting a call now. This is an unknown person, so 99% chance. I already have it on the red dot, so it's probably a prank call. What's going on?
How's it going, man? No, it's not a prank. Don't worry, man.
Alright. Who's this?
This is JJ from Brooklyn.
JJ from Brooklyn. How you doing, buddy?
How's it going, man? It's going good. I just want to ask you quick, as a Jets fan, is there any chance, with Murray probably going number 1, that Bosa can slip to them at 3, whether San Fran takes Quinn Williams or maybe Allen, or trades it to a team who wants quarterback?
So you're saying, wait, you're asking, do I think Quinn Williams could go to the Jets? Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm saying, is there any chance that Bosa can fall to the Jets?
Bosa.
I'd love to have him on the Jets. Yeah.
In my last mock draft, I actually had Bosa fall into the Jets, but then after I made it, I thought about it. I said the Niners really needed a defensive end.
Yeah, so right.
I'd be shocked if the Niners don't take him.
Yeah, is there any chance, though, someone would trade up for a quarterback?
Well, the Raiders could. The Raiders could trade up for a quarterback. It's possible, but I doubt it. I think your Jets are going to either, and this is not a bad problem at all. I think you guys are going to have to choose between Josh Allen or Quinn Williams.
Who do you think fits them better? I think Allen. They need a pass rusher. Williams reminds me of.
That's the thing.
I don't know.
Allen's the better fit, but Williams, I think, is the better player. So it's a dilemma there, and it's not like Williams isn't a pass rusher. He projects to be a double-digit sacks guy.
He reminds me of we already have a Williams that hasn't panned out. I don't want another one.
I hear you. And Bodega brings up a great point. He said the Jets should trade down. They are in a prime position to potentially do that.
Yeah, I would trade down. I like Metcalf, but the thing is with the Jets, they've gotten fooled so many times by workout warriors like Stephen Hill and Quentin Copel. I don't want to know that you can't get fooled by a guy running a good, fast time.
Yeah, it's happened to a lot. Sometimes they pan out, sometimes they don't. I know as a Giants, JPP is a perfect example of a guy who did pan out. He had a great combine. He rose up the charts, and he was worth it.
Yeah,
but there's
Vernon Golston, the Jets get burned by workout, combine warriors all the time. So it worries me a little bit if they traded down and drafted him, but...
Yeah, it's hit or miss. If I was a Jets fan, I love Josh Allen. I love both of them. Me personally, I have Quinn Williams ranked as the best player in this draft, and I have Allen as the second. I have Allen as the second and Bosa as the third. But if I was a Jets fan, I would want Allen.
Yeah. So they'll have a good chance of getting them, pretty much, right?
Oh, you're gonna get if they want to take him, they're going to get him, in my opinion, unless this Kyler Murray nonsense isn't true.
Yeah, and they were saying they was possibly going to switch to a 4-3, but now they're staying in the 3-4. It's definitely a good fit. I would be happy if they got him for sure.
Well, yeah, they were saying that up until a few months ago. That up until when did you guys announce it? A month ago that you were going back, staying with the 3-4?
Yeah. Everyone was surprised. Everything they were reading, everyone was saying that they were going to switch to a 4-3 with Williams here, but they're staying with the 3-4.
Yeah, we'll see what happens going forward. But I was surprised myself. I remember hearing that. I'm like, what the hell? They're going with the 3-4 still. But Josh Allen is perfect for the 3-4, so that's why he makes perfect sense to you guys.
Yeah, right. Can I ask a question to you real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So basically, what would be your, let's say, worst nightmare off season, for the Knicks?
Are you going to you want me to answer that now, or are you going to ask me?
I guess,
Well, my nightmare for the Knicks is easy. They've now built up cap space by trading away Kristaps Porzingis, who we thought was going to be...
Yeah, they spend on the wrong players.
That's the problem. If they wait... They could do two... They could do two right things this year. They could either, A, get Durant and Kyrie, or B... They don't spend the money. They spend.
I'd rather do that.
They spend it on one-year contracts. If they go out and spend money on Jimmy Butler, players like that, that's the worst case scenario. That's the worst.
That would be typical Knicks. Sign Butler and DeMarcus Cousins to $100 million.
If they do that, I probably will not watch the Knicks for quite some time. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. If they go and waste that money again on no players like that, I will be. You won't want to see the video I put out. I will be going absolutely bananas.
That's the thing I'm more worried about than anything else. They're gonna miss it on Durant, Kyrie, and Kawhi Leonard. They're gonna panic and throw it at Butler and Cousins, Vucevic. Not to say those are bad players, but they're not gonna get us to where.
They're not max players. You spend max dollars on max players.
Yeah, you don't trade Porzingis, to get to be a 7 seed, but guys who don't deserve it.
Yeah.
We'll see. I agree. I'd rather just, save the cap space and just keep building with the young kids I picked this year,
Yeah, that's all we can do, man. You got to be patient. The Knicks got to be patient if they don't get the guy. If they can't, you sign max players to max deals. So to me, there's only a handful of max players in this offseason. If you can't get one of them.
Three. To me, that's three.
Kawhi.
Yeah.
The 3 Ks. And if you can't get one of them, you wait.
What would you think about Kawhi and Durant? I haven't heard much about Kawhi coming to the Knicks. I hear mostly the Clippers.
Yeah, you haven't heard Kawhi at all to the Knicks. Of course, I would welcome him with open arms. He's one of the best two-way players in the sport.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. I guess he's not considering us. I haven't heard one thing about, Kawhi. That would be perfect. Kawhi and KD, I prefer that over Kyrie.
Oh, are you kidding me? You get those two, then you get whoever in the draft. I don't know if Zion's the best fit at that point, but
I don't think Zion wouldn't be the fit with those two.
But either way, you're gonna get a premium draft pick with those two. Yeah, you got a chance to do something with that.
That would be
But I'm gonna let you go. I'm sure I got a couple.
All right, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, man. Have a good night, bro.
Yeah, thank you for the call, my man.
All right, thank you.
Have a good one. Kawhi and Clay is more realistic, Bodega says. Yeah. think this is the famous Cushman. Is this Cushman?
It is.
By the way, Cushman, before you talk, I don't know if Cobb Pizzle is still in here because I really want to get a chance to talk to him. He said he was going to call in. I don't know the first three. I have him in my phone, but I don't know the first 3 digits. I'm not saying just give me the area code, and I will wait for you next if you give that to me, Cobb Pizzle. But what's going on, Cushman? How you doing, buddy?
Nothing much. I'm obviously I'm at States right now.
Oh, that's right. You got the chess tournament today. How'd you do?
Yeah. Today, so my first game was on Friday. I won. Then today I went 1.5 out of 3.
Okay. So you all right? You're in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just got back from dinner, pretty much.
Yeah, and Slick Nick, by the way, you're absolutely right. I streamed that game today. The St. John's played horrible today. So you just got home from dinner. What do you want to talk about, buddy?
I don't know really, to be honest. I just wanted to call it. But, yeah, I'm so happy about the Olivier Vernon trade. I didn't think we were going to be able to trade him, and we traded him for, a Pro Bowl level guard. Like, sign me up.
Don't call. Okay, Cop Pizzle, you got it. I will wait for that. Is that like a hint? Is that your first 3? Cop Pizzle, I will wait a minute after this call for that 484 to call. I think that's what that is. I think. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Yeah, I was just really happy that we traded for Kevin Zeitler, I believe his last name is.
It was a great trade. I mean, the fact that we were able to get rid of Vernon and you brought back one of the best offensive guards in football to boot, it's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. I'm thrilled as a Giants fan.
Yeah.
It's the happiest I've been.
I don't know if I would want to sign Darrell Williams now because we're gonna have so much cap in the offensive line.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way as you. I wanted Darrell Williams, but at this point, after this trade, I will address the right tackle.
I'll spend it on a pass. I'll draft Greg Little be there in the second round possibly.
Yes. No, I think he will be. He's falling down all the mocks. Nobody likes him right now. I don't even like Greg Little, to be honest with you, but he's an option in the second round. Right. There's a lot of guys in the second round. I mean, there's a lot of guys. There's 4 or 5.
That offensive line's gonna be nice next year.
It's gonna be at least average, which for us we haven't seen average in 7 years.
Yeah.
You know. But anything else, buddy?
And then, I also want to ask a question. With us trading Vernon, do you think that not my first reaction, but something I thought was, do you think that this possibly means that the Giants are leaning pass rusher in the first round over quarterback?
I just saw Cop. All right, Cop, I'm going to wait for that. 615. Do I think the Giants could still take... You're asking me, are they leaning pass rusher after this move in the first round?
Sort of.
All right, then ask it again. Then I misinterpreted the question.
No. Yeah. That's
okay.
What I was asking. My bad.
I'm going to be honest with you. If they're going to take a defensive player at 6, right now for me, there's only one guy worth taking there that I project will be there, and that's Devin White. I don't think that Montez Sweat or Calais Farrell is worth taking with the 6th overall pick. I really don't. Thank you so much, Ligma. He says, should we trade down and draft DeAndre? I like DeAndre Baker a lot. You could argue, should you trade up from the second round to get DeAndre Baker? But yes, I like Baker a lot.
Isn't he that safety?
DeAndre Baker's a corner.
Oh,
Deontay Thompson's the safety.
Oh, probably just got mixed up.
Yeah, they sound alike. But yeah, Deontay Thompson's the safety. But
isn't he projected to go late first?
Yeah, I've seen Baker in he could go anywhere from the mid-teens to mid-20s, and Deontay Thompson's pretty much the same thing. I think Thompson will probably end up with the Seahawks if possibly they need a safety.
But the Seahawks might go offensive line.
They could. Their offensive line is definitely suspect.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let you go, buddy. I'm gonna wait for Cop. I'm gonna give him. I always give my.
By the way, I should just mention I subwayed for lack of a better term the Cop's channel because you told me to.
Oh, I appreciate that. I mean, everybody should be subbed to Cops. He's been on YouTube forever. I always say, and I'll wait till he calls, we'll talk, but I absolutely love Cop. We haven't talked in a while, so I'm looking forward to talking to him, and I really hope I get to have him on the channel soon. Whitney, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in the stream, but I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let Cop call in.
All right,
I'm going to hold the lines for Cop. I'm going to give him a minute and a half.
See ya.
All right, buddy. So we're going to give Cop a minute and a half. I remember the first three, Cop. You got 90 seconds. It's doing this to me again. This Skype. What is going on tonight? Let me try this again. I don't get it. What just happened here? You can play. Trying to figure this out, guys. I don't know what's going on right now. This stupid update with Skype. You sound like Mario just died. I don't get it. It's been doing this to me the whole night now. Hold on, let me delete it real quick and pop it back in. Maybe that'll fix it. There's never... Oh, my God. Thank you so much for the super chat. Smash Talk says, Entertainah, thanks for the wrench. I appreciate it. Your live streams, I really appreciate that. I'm sorry, guys, that I'm having technical difficulties tonight. I don't know why this is happening. Thank you so much for the super chat, Smash Talk. I really appreciate that. Oh, man. What the hell is going on here? Oh, this is annoying. This sucks, man. Now it's not even let... I might have to re-download this. Alright, hold on. It's going to take a couple minutes, guys. I might need to end the stream and come back, because this could take a while for me to figure this out. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's doing this to me now. I'm going to try to do the website while I'm on here, but... this has never happened before. Skype's acting up. That's what happens, Lamel. I'm trying my best while I'm live. This has literally never happened before. What's going on, Lamel Sinclair? Download Skype. Come on. Try signing in. Oh, man. Donate for better Wi-Fi. Has nothing to do with the Wi-Fi. Ever since they made this update, the Skype's been acting up. They made me. I had a problem a couple of nights. I haven't had a problem since, but now the Skype just like went away. I don't even see it. I'm trying to re-download it. Oh, man. Chris, you know who it is? Chargers? Yeah, I know who it is. I know who it is. Oh, man. Let me see here. Let me see. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do anything about this. I guess sometimes this type of stuff happens when you're live. I might clear it out and come back on because this could take a while to figure out. All right, hold on. Asia, you didn't miss much right now because my computer just screwed up. Mac, I don't know what's going on. Let me delete some stuff. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Thank you for downloading Skype. Okay. Problem downloading Skype. Try again. Okay. So Skype is downloading. I don't know if it's going to work or not. We'll see. Seems to be going really slow. Alright, I'll talk to the chat while this is doing this because I can't do anything else. The Entertainah Talking Sports, doesn't it cost money to call in with Skype? Like you have to pay? No, yeah, I pay $5 a month for a phone number. You are now watching the Saturday Night Listen-In show. Adjust your expectations accordingly. Yeah, I'll talk to the chat until this does what it does. I can't do anything about it. It's taking forever. It says 5 minutes remaining. In the meantime, I'll try to figure it out, but when I type in Skype on my computer, nothing even pops up. Nah, it is what it is. I'm surprised this has never happened before, to be honest with you. So what do you think of Carlos Hyde signing with the Chiefs? I actually almost did a video on that. It's a good pickup by the Chiefs. Obviously, it's going to fill in for Kareem Hunt. He's obviously not near the same caliber of back. $5 a month for this? You should be. You break everything, Cop Pizzle. Yeah, yeah. I think this is Cop's fault. I think this is Cop's fault. So something owned by Microsoft doesn't work. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. This is taking forever here. My God. I also think people are underrating his performances last year because, yes. Yeah, I think it's the Cobb Pizzle curse. That's what I think it is. I think it's the Cobb Pizzle curse. I really do. Options. Seems to be downloading, just going extremely slow. So we'll see. Yes, I see. I definitely see. In the mean, I mean, all I can do right now is talk to you guys. Hopefully, it comes back. It says 5 minutes remaining. Still, it's up to 36 out of 97. So we'll see. I know what song you need to learn. Yeah, maybe I can entertain you guys with some music. As we all know, I got no voice though after last night on that nonsense stream, so I can't sing right now. Did I see what James Dolan did? No. What did he do? How generous of you to talk to us, please. Geomon says. Asia, how you doing? Nets beat the Hawks. Chris, do you know this Chargers for life? Yeah, it's Pats for life. Chris is a beastie boy. Come on, 4 minutes remaining. I don't even know if this is going to work. If it doesn't, I'll probably call it a night because I don't want to waste your guys' time either. And I'll have to figure this out. But it still says it's downloading. Dolan banned a fan for life for heckling at him. My neighbor was just over here, and so I missed a whole bunch. Is Pat... Well, what you didn't miss much the last 10 minutes because this... Cobb Pizzle ruined everything. He came in, he tried to call, he crashed the Skype. So now I'm just kidding. He didn't ruin anything. There's something screwy with the Skype right now. So, let me just see if I could possibly try to clear up space. I'm just trying to think of anything that it could possibly be. No, nothing. Alright, we'll see if it works. We'll see if it works. 3 minutes remaining. 3 minutes remaining. Entertainah, we expect you to waste our time, so don't worry about it. Kid Rock and show picture. What are you talking about? Maybe this is daylight save. You know, in the meantime, you know what I could do in the meantime? Let's do this. Make you guys laugh a little bit, maybe. I'm going to go to Joe Moose's page of me. We'll show you guys some bloopers. Well, this is loading and hopefully works. I try, guys. I try not to waste your time. It just sucks that this is happening because I look forward to these shows and I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm also not the most tech-savvy guy, but... Tourette's. You want me to do... No Tourette's for this stream. No Tourette's for this stream. Which one should we do? Which greatest hits volume should we do? We'll do this one because this one's not too long. Alright. We'll see if this actually loads. There you go. Stand up, sports fans! We are going to premiere the new intro to the call-in show. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope you got your popcorn ready. I hope you brought your popcorn. I hope you got it popped. Because here it is.
From the greatest sports town in modern history, New York City. Welcome to the most exhilarating sports talk on YouTube today. The Entertainah, talking sports. So mute your device, dial your phone, and prepare yourself for the pinnacle of sports talk on YouTube. The Entertainah, talking sports. Monday nights, only on YouTube.
I've never been to New Orleans. I was supposed to go for a bachelor party about 5 or 6 years ago, and I had to back out. My ex-girlfriend at the time, she wouldn't let me go, and I regret not going because I think.
And that's why she's an ex-girlfriend.
And that's why she's an ex-girlfriend. That's why we move on.
Le'Veon Bell is an okay running back.
Wait. You think Le'Veon Bell is an okay running back? Whitney's going Rover. She's smacking her head. I don't know what she's smacking her head to, but she's going Rover.
I know, because I'm a contrarian. My job here is to frustrate you, you know?
Yeah,
that's my job.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
I'm a little gnat. I'm a gnat that you can't get out.
When I look at you, you make me, you scare me a little bit. You do look authoritative. Remember sports or Hitler's son, you choose. What are you even talking about?
He just hates me, man. I mean, anywhere. He thinks I'm an evil dictator. And then they have guys on military sites and cheerleaders and random ass shit happening, man, and they're just throwing picks to the wall. I have the Cowboys winning the NFC, so I have Dak as one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Because I have the Cowboys going 13-3 next year.
Are you sure you're a Giants fan?
Probably not. I probably lost all my Giants blood.
Oh, God.
They're just loaded. They're loaded.
All right, I'm going to pause that. I'm going to pause that for a second. Come back to the show. I want to see if this is almost done. He looks like a potential shooter. Let's see how we're looking here. All right, we're almost done with the download. Now, this doesn't mean it's going to work. It says it's done. Safari can't open Skype, blah, 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 because the file is still being downloaded. Okay. It says it's at full percent, but I guess gotta wait. Trying my best here. Sports Fury in the house. Yeah, Sports Fury. I'm having problems with the Skype tonight. It was going really well. I had about 7 callers and having problems with the Skype. What are you going to do? Alright, it's downloaded now. Now I'm opening it. I'm giving you a play-by-play update. This is my live stream of Skype. I'm now opening the Skype. Verifying the Skype. Still verifying. It's a long process. We're verifying. Who timed out Cop Pizzle? Who timed out Cop Pizzle? Okay. Now let me just see something. I don't want to say it's working yet. Hold on one second. Okay. It sounds like it's working. It sounds like we're back online. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Entertainah! It's Cobb Pizzle!
Is it? Oh, it's Cobb Pizzle! Cobb Pizzle! My Cobb Pizzle made the chat so hot that he knocked my Skype offline. Are you kidding me? What's going on, Cobb Pizzle? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, hold on, baby doll. Thank you for the popcorn. Baby doll just gave me some popcorn. I didn't say something before I get to what I was trying to call you about, before I shut the whole daggum thing down.
Right.
Somebody comes me out. I don't know which booger eater.
No. They just told me in the chat. I said, who the hell?
Whoever.
This guy's a legend.
Whoever timed me out. If I ever see you, I'm going to Ric Flair chop your ass in the chest 20 times. 20 times.
Now, Cop
I'm going to light you up.
Cop Izzle, before we get into it.
No, I don't.
Before
I don't want to take.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You want to talk? I'm going to let you talk. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, I'll go ahead. Before we get into it, I want to know, will you come on this Tuesday?
Maybe.
That's a maybe. All right, it's a maybe. We got a maybe, guys.
Maybe. We'll see. I got to check my schedule.
We know Cop's a busy man.
So, here's what I wanted to call. This is what I was trying to call you about before we shut the whole daggum place down, right?
Right.
I got to tell you a quick story before I get to my point, though.
Okay.
December 22nd, 3 days before Christmas, 2016. The year is 2016.
Okay, 3 years in the past. I'm with you so far.
I'm standing in Lincoln Financial Field, and standing beside me is the mighty E-Rock himself. And he's got 5 of his Eagles buddies with him. And I'm the only person in 20 yards from me wearing Giants blue. Okay?
Okay.
E-Rock looks me dead in my eyes. Okay? I'm not wearing my sunglasses at the moment. He looks me dead in my eyes, and he says, while the Giants are warming up, he says, Stop Pistol, how many more years does Eli Manning really have left? Okay?
I'm going to guess you said 12.
No, he asked me this, and with a tear in my eye, Entertainer, I said he's got 3 to 4 years left on him.
Okay.
E-Rock, his 5 Eagle buddies all start laughing at me like I'm the fat kid at the table trying to have lunch. They're all laughing at me, making fun of me, thinking I'm just some joke. Like, oh, you mean to tell me he's got 3 to 4 years? Hey, fat boy, you suck. That's basically what they say to me, okay?
Right.
Here we are, March 2019. Eli Manning is still on the roster.
Yes, he is.
And Eli Manning is probably going to be the quarterback in 2019. Now, I listened to some of your callers, okay?
Okay.
And a lot of people are talking Rosen, Haskins, Kyler Murray, blah, 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 blah. I just wanted to give you some scoop. I got some inside scoop for you and all your viewers right now. And I'm getting ready to release something myself, like I'm Alex Jones on my channel, okay? I got some hot stuff.
Okay.
And I wanted you viewers to be the first one to hear it. Then I'll hang up.
No, man, I could talk to you all day, buddy. But go ahead.
Listen, this is hot, okay? This is hot off the press.
Let's hear it.
Eli Manning is going to be the New York Giants quarterback in 2019.
I agree with that.
But that's not even what's hot about this.
Okay.
You ready for this?
I can't wait.
Eli Manning is going to be the quarterback in 2020 as well.
Oh! Now, Pizzle.
No!
Pizzle.
2020!
Pizzle.
Listen. They called me crazy. I was standing in Lincoln Financial Field with Giants underwear on. My favorite pair of Giants underwear on. And the man looked at me and laughed his ass off at me. And I said, no, I think I'm right. I am looking at the moves that Dave Gettleman is making, okay? I'm looking at the moves that he's making. Stop laughing at me, Entertainer. Don't laugh at me. I'm looking at Entertainer. Listen, I'm like, I'm looking at, I can't even get it out. I'm so damn excited. I'm looking at the moves Dave Gettleman is making, and that man is telling me that we got a couple more years of Eli. He is going to solidify this offensive line. He is going to spend the next 2 off seasons, which we're in one right now, working on this defense. And he told Eli, I need you to give me 2 more years, bud, because I got a kid that I want to draft in 2 years. But I need you to give me 2 more. Eli, you got 2 more in me. And you know Eli, that stupid grin on his face, shook his head up and down. Yep. So, I just want you to know, because I want to be the first one to tell you, Entertainer, okay?
All right.
Not that I want credit or anything. I just want you to be the first person to know that Cop Pistol told you when they kick off the 2020 season, old number 10 is going to be walking his old 40-year-old butt out there rocking Big Blue gear.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That is a hot take from Cop Pizzle. I am going to say...
You can go all hot take. Everybody wants to say, Josh Rosen's going to be traded. That's a hot take. Oh, John Figgin had a hot take.
No. I could see them not doing anything at the quarterback position this year in terms of the draft or Rosen. But I would be shocked if Eli Manning is back next year.
Hey, this is what I do, Entertainer. I shock people. Most of the time, I'm dead on it.
So okay. So let me look into the future and see what you're thinking here. You're thinking, they don't draft the quarterback. Do they draft the quarterback next year and he teaches them, or is he the full-time guy next year as well?
I mean, maybe we draft one next year, but they've already told you. Dave Gettleman has not lied to you one time yet. He has not lied to you. He has told you that he wants Eli to mentor the next New York Giants quarterback. That is what he's told you. Okay?
Right.
With that said, if that is true, and they don't draft Kyler Murray or Haskins, right, because Murray's not going to be there, and if they don't draft Haskins, assuming they don't like Daniel Jones, if they're sure as hell ain't drafting Will Grier. I got news for you. They're not. Ain't no damn way they're drafting him.
I don't want Will Grier. I'm not a Will Grier fan.
If they don't draft,
somebody asked you in the chat, and we're gonna save this for if he comes on Tuesday or a future Tuesday show. I know the answer to this because he's been on my channel before and answered this question, but we'll save it for if he comes on for that Tuesday night show. Somebody asked how you became a I
got a better question. I spent 30 minutes on the phone. I tried to call your 914-484-350 number. I tried to call that. Some Jezebel in New York answered it, and me and her went at it for 30 minutes. And she said, who the hell is Cop Pizzle? I said, what you mean? I am 60 minutes of your best dream, honey. What you mean you don't know what the hell Cop Pizzle is? That's what for 30 minutes. For 30 minutes. I gave her the business.
Cop Pizzle is the best. I absolutely love everything this guy does on his channel. I always say, if you are not, I can't say the S word anymore. If you have not joined Cop Pizzle's channel, he was one of the nicest guys when I first started YouTube. He reached out. I told him I was starting a channel. I had like 50 subs, and he called me. We talked on the phone. He gave me pointers. I will always go out of my way to try to help out Cop Pizzle's channel. I respect everything you do over there, man. And I'm looking forward to the next time we get to collab. And I think in baseball season we'll do a lot of collabs.
You know what I told her, Entertainer? I told her when you get out your feelings, when you get up out of your feelings, mad that I called you on a Saturday night, you call Cop Pizzle and he'll make your dreams come true. I'm only have a good rest of the night. Eli Manning 2020. I don't even know what damn year it is. I'm so excited.
It sounds like you're his campaign manager. But I am gonna let Cop Pizzle go. I just want to say thank you for the call, buddy, and keep up the great work.
No. Thank you, Entertainer. Thank you.
Thank you for thanking me. All right, buddy. Have a good one. Love Cop Pizzle. Love Cop Pizzle. You can call in anytime he wants. For 30 minutes, you probably don't understand the dag dumb. Oh man. Wait, is the bros officially in the chat, Andrew Spencer? All right. We're going to take one caller at a time. We got another caller on. What's going on? You're on live.
Hello, this is Lucas Milk.
Lucas Milk. How could I ever forget Mr. Lucas Milk? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. That was a great call, Flash.
Oh, Cop Pizzle always brings the laughs. He brings the energy. I always say he's one of the most underrated channels on YouTube. I mean, that guy should have 4 million subs. What he's able to do, I could never do what he does. He's great.
Yeah. Anyways, I wanted to talk about the trades this weekend. What's your take on them?
I'm sorry, say that one more time?
I wanted to talk about the trades this week.
Okay. What trade? The Giants trade, right?
Yeah, and the Kingdom trade.
Okay. All right. What do you want to talk about first?
Let's start with the Giants one. I think it's a win-win for both the Giants and the Browns.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think it's one of the rare trades where I think we don't know because Vernon gets hurt a lot, but it's one of the rare trades where I think it's a win-win for both teams because Vernon's going to perform well there. He is. Opposite Myles Garrett. He's not going to be getting double-teamed anymore. I think Vernon will play well there, and for the Giants, it's a slam dunk.
Yeah. Now what we really need is a right tackle. Competition there.
Yeah, one giant rebuttal. I'll take you next. Just I don't remember your number, so you got to type in the top first. I'll try to take you next. So definitely soon. Type in the first three. But go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Yeah, I like Zettler. He's gonna be a great line, and hopefully our line turns back to what it was in the mid-2000s.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. 2007 was or 8 rather, was their best offensive line. But, anything else, bud? Oh, you wanted to talk about the other trade?
Yeah, the other trade.
Okay.
I think it will be good for Keenum to have a change of scenery. When the Broncos signed Keenum, I knew it wasn't going to work. He doesn't fit them at all.
Yeah. No, I actually think it's a good... I don't like Keenum. I think he sucks. But I don't mind the trade for the Redskins because they didn't give up anything. They gave up a 6th-round pick for a 7th-round pick, and they only took on $3.5 million of his $18 million contract. So they basically got him for free. So they lost. I mean, it's a good stopgap quarterback, I guess, until they figure things out. It's a one-year solution. They probably don't love anybody in this year's draft. And they said, we'll he'll hold the fort for 1 year. So it's not a bad move by the Redskins. It's not going to put them over the top, but it's not a bad move.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. All right. Thank you for the call, Lucas. I hope you enjoy some milk.
Yeah, I'm going to mix all of them tonight.
All right. Have a good one. The movie critic does not like the new... Movie critic, man. I mean, I take calls. When people call in, I'm going to answer them. I can't do anything about it. What's going on? You're on live.
How are you, sir?
Hey, who's this?
This is Nick.
Nick. You're an unknown number, so I'm going to say 90% chance you're pranking, but I'll give you a chance.
Pranking?
No, just because I see unknown number. 90% of the time, that's a prank call. But I'm going to get you next one giant rebuttal. I saw that you just called, but go ahead.
Okay, I have a, how do you feel about the Giants' future?
How do I feel about the Giants' future?
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. You got to see what Gettleman does over the next few years. It's incomplete, but I like the direction. He's paying attention to what I feel like Reese ignored for years with the offensive line, and they're fixing it. They're going to have it worse than an average offensive line next year. Of course, the quarterback is still a big question mark, and the defense is a huge question mark. But I like the direction they're headed in.
How would you feel if Odell was traded to the 49ers?
How would I feel if Odell was traded to the 49ers? What's the price?
Do you see that happening?
No.
Could
But in a hypothetical scenario, if the Niners were giving us the 2nd overall pick, yeah, I would probably do it.
Well, the 2nd overall pick's for Antonio Brown. We need Antonio Brown and Odell.
Oh, okay.
Thomas.
So you're a 49er fan. Okay. I would say. Well, the Giants ain't trading him if they're not getting a 1st-round pick and a high 1st-round pick at that.
They could get the 46th pick. They could get one of those for Odell, right?
No,
I'm just kidding.
No, if I'm trading Odell, I'm getting at least a top 10 pick minimum, and some.
All right, and then who do you think the best baseball team in New York's going to be this year?
Yankees.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Unfortunately, I'm a Met fan, but the Yankees have a very Yankees might have the best team in baseball.
I think the Phillies do.
I think the Phillies might have the best lineup in the National League, but their pitching lacks. The Yankees have a much better bullpen. The Yankees might have the best bullpen in the sport, and they have a better starting rotation. The Yankees have a better team than the Phillies.
You think?
I hate both of them equally, and I think the Yankees, I think the Yankees have a better team than the Phillies.
I don't know. I think the Red Sox are going to be pretty good.
Red Sox are very good. Red Sox are defending World Series champs. But we're talking Yankees or Phillies. Yankees or Red Sox, that's a debate. That's a debate.
Right.
I think the Phillies could address the pitching in the trade deadline, but going into the year, I still think the Phillies probably have, at best, an average starting rotation and an average bullpen. So the Yankees might have the best bullpen in the sport.
All right.
You know? So you're a 49er, you're a 49er and a Philly fan?
I'm a Yankees fan.
Oh, you're a Yankees fan. Why are you hating on your Yankees?
I'm not hating on them. I just believe in that the Phillies are the best team.
Well, the Phillies obviously added a lot of nice pieces. Real Muto's the best catcher in the sport, or one of, and of course Bryce Harper. They added Robertson, who used to pitch for your team.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty good. Like Hoskins, dude.
Yeah, they got a good team. I just think the Yankees are better.
If McCutchen still has anything left.
McCutchen's a nice piece. He's old, but he's still pretty good.
Mm.
But anything else, buddy?
I actually called to prank call you, but you're actually pretty cool. So.
I figured. But thank you for the call, buddy.
All right, have a good night.
Have a good one, man. All right. I am gonna wait for 860. I'm gonna wait for 860. One giant rebuttal. There he is. OGR. What's going on, my man?
Not too much is going on with you, Chris.
Nothing much. How you doing, buddy?
Not too bad. So, I thought after your video the other day, I actually think I strongly believe the Giants are going to trade back. I don't see why the Giants wouldn't trade back. Unless there's somebody like they know they can't, that they need to get at 6. I honestly think they're going to get, there's just too many holes in the team. It makes too much sense to trade back and acquire more picks.
I don't disagree that the best course of action with where they're picking, unless they absolutely love Dwayne Haskins or they're going after Josh Rosen or whatever, but I absolutely agree that their best course of action in this year's draft, of course if a Josh Allen doesn't fall to them or, Quinnen Williams or somebody unforeseen, is to trade back. But based off of history, Gettleman's never traded back, and if he was going to trade back, I think he would have done it last year. I mean, they would have got so much more for that second pick in last year's draft with all those quarterbacks than what they're going to get this year. Like, if he was ever going to trade down, last year was the year to do it.
Well, he did say last year, he was going to trade back, but that's all he got was, a Coke and a bag of peanuts or whatever he said. People weren't really serious.
My movie critic, I appreciate the super chat there. Thank you. He says, Chris, I'm sorry I was calling the wrong number. Okay.
I was doing the same thing, to be honest.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I saw it, I'm like, well, maybe he changed. He talked about updating his Skype. I'm like, maybe he changed his number. And then I kept going to voicemail. I feel bad whoever I was calling.
Yeah. But no, I mean, Troy Flett says we have no quarterback of the future. Why do we keep putting it on hold? I mean, you're right. We have no quarterback of the future. I've been a proponent of saying we should take Haskins, but I'm not going to be upset if they take defense because quarterback's not a position you force. It's not. I mean, we've seen it as Giants fans. I'd rather, if they don't like a guy or they don't like a guy enough at 6, I'm not going to be upset if they take defense. They have so many holes on the defensive end. They're not going to be good if they take a quarterback anyway right now. The defense is horrible.
Troy, I don't know how old of a Giants fan you are.
I don't think he's a Giants fan.
But go look up Dave Brown.
I think he's a Jets fan. Because I think.
Is he a Jets fan?
Because I know he's a New York fan. Yeah.
Yeah, you should look up Dave Brown as New York Giants and tell me why we shouldn't wait around for the right guy or make sure we're confident enough to pick the right guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to force it. I do like Haskins, but I think they're going to go defense now after this trade. I really do. I really think they're going to go defense after this trade. I think Devin White. That's who I think they're going to take.
I think they're going to take Devin White too. If they're sitting at 6, they don't trade back. I think Devin White's going to be the pick. I mean, everybody's on the Haskins train, and they're going to continue to mock Haskins up to draft day. But I think the likelihood of somebody trading, I mean, he's going to be there at 6. The likelihood of somebody trading up, like I thought, last week or the week before, it's not going to happen. I don't think the Bengals are going to go up or Miami unless they're totally enamored with this dude. I'm curious to see what scouts are there at his pro day. That's the most curious part, because then we'll give you more of a clue who's actually going to trade up.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think if he's there at 6, and Rosen is starting to look like the better option and I like Haskins at least as much as Rosen. I'm not a Rosen guy, but for what they're gonna have to give up to get Rosen, it makes more sense if it becomes available, because you're essentially getting Rosen for a second-round pick. It's like you're drafting Josh Rosen in the second round, and you're getting a top-tier defensive talent with the 6th overall pick. So if it plays out that way, Rosen makes more sense, in my opinion. The Giants would be stupid not to do that.
I mean, if Rosen just turns out to be a bust, I mean, is it? I mean, we basically got fleeced by the Arizona Cardinals.
We're giving up a second-round pick.
You look how he reacted with his Instagram. Now, he said it got hacked. No, he deleted it. Like, he's a baby.
Troy says you really think they'd trade him for a second rounder? I mean, I've heard rumors that they're only going to get a third rounder for him, because the problem with now what the Arizona Cardinals have done, they've put themselves between a rock and a hard place. They only have 3 or 4 potential suitors. Everybody knows they need to trade him. So teams aren't going to be saying, "Oh, we're going to give you, there's no chance the Giants will give him the 6th pick for Josh Rosen. Zero chance. Zero chance.
Zero chance any team gives them a top first round pick. I wouldn't even if you're a team.
The Patriots.
Well, you know what? The Patriots. No, the Patriots are the most interesting thing, because if Bill Belichick really likes Rosen, bringing him in as a backup to Tom Brady and sit behind Tom Brady, absolutely. But that's the only team I see doing that.
Patriots make sense. The Saints could potentially make sense too. They don't have a first round pick, but those are potential teams where he could sit for a year or two. And then you got the Dolphins, the Giants, and the Bengals. Those are suitors at this point.
Pretty much. Yeah. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. I'll let you get on to the other callers. I appreciate you holding on and taking my call, but you didn't have to do that, but I do appreciate it.
No, man. Keep up the great work, man. You always tune in all my stuff, man. I'm always going to go out of my way to take your call.
I appreciate that. Thank you, man.
All right, buddy. Thank you for the call, man. I really appreciate it. And hopefully there's still... Whoa. Who do I take? We're going to start with you. What's going on?
Hey, Chris.
What's going on? Who's this?
Eric.
Eric. What's going on, Eric? How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I got a couple questions for you.
Go ahead.
I got a few questions for you.
All right. What's up?
What do you think? Who holds the trade chips in this year's draft between 1 to 5? Because I think between the Jets, the Raiders, and the Bucks. Because I think somebody take a quarterback between 3, 4, and 5. Jets, the Raiders, and the Bucks might because we could trade. One of those 3 teams can trade down, get more draft picks. Who do you think has a better chance?
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I heard your question properly. Are you asking which of those teams, the Jets, Raiders, or Bucks, has the highest probability of trading that pick?
Yeah.
I would say the Bucks, because if this works out how we think, that Kyler Murray is going number 1 overall, I think there's 3 slam dunk picks that I would be surprised if the Jets or Raiders passed up the opportunity to draft a Quentin Williams or a Josh Allen, because that is what they'd be doing if they traded down.
I want the Bucks to draft Josh Allen. Hopefully he can fall to 5.
He could. In my mock, I had that happening because I had somebody trading up to get a quarterback, but probably not. So if I had to guess, out of those 3, the Bucks are the most realistic.
Okay.
Because there's a drop-off after those 3 players.
Okay. Okay, then. I think this NBA is crazy this season. The Lakers are trash. Don't deserve the LeBron. We thought LeBron would take us to the playoffs. We was wrong. Dead wrong.
Well, the Lakers have been one of the biggest disappointments in years in the NBA this year. I mean, you would have thought for sure with LeBron going over there, they're going to be at worst a 5 seed or 6 seed at worst in the West. And
no, stinking 3 or 4. That's what I thought.
I'm saying I'm worst. Like if everything broke wrong, you still think at least a 6 seed. And now, granted, the Lakers had a lot of injuries, but I don't think anybody saw this coming. I mean, they were big disappointed.
No, do you think we can get Zion in the draft?
Zion?
If we get a lottery pick?
Zion?
Yeah, if we get a lottery pick, do you think he could fall to us in the lottery?
Unless you get the number 1 pick, he's not falling anywhere. He's going to be the number 1 pick in next year's draft. 100%. He's going to be the number 1 pick.
But his injury, though. His injury.
That's a nonsense injury. Nobody's worried about it. I think he's being cautious. He's going number 1. There's no way in hell he's not. Unless something unforeseen happens where his injury is really serious, and at that point, you might not want to draft him. But Zion's going number 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you? I really think the Tampa Bay Rays is going to do good this year because we had a 81 season last year. I think we have high expectations this year. 80 wins with a young team. I think it was cool.
Yeah, no, the Rays last year competed for the wild card spot. A lot of people are sleeping on the Rays. Now, granted, it's a very tough division that they play in. But
I know.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, you're all over the map, man. You're a Rays fan. You're a Lakers fan. And what was the other team?
I'm a Bucks fan. I'm a Bucks fan in football, in college football. I follow college football too.
So you're a Bucks fan, a Lakers fan, and a Tampa Bay Rays fan.
I follow hockey too.
Oh, what am I saying? Not all of them. What am I? I'm stupid. They're in Florida. What am I talking about? But yeah, okay.
Except LA.
Except for LA. Yeah. Okay.
But look at this. Look at this. I really think I like the Yankees too because I have people. I've been up there a couple times in New York.
Okay. All right. Anything else, buddy?
I really. Do you think the Bucks have the chance to make the playoffs this year?
Yes. I'm not picking them, but yeah, they have a chance. Why not? I like Bruce Arians. I think he was a good hire. Your defense still stinks. You need to improve it a lot, just like the Giants do.
But look at this. Look at this. We're switching to a 3-4 defense this year. We're playing the 3-4 with the blitz and school. We know top bowlers love the blitz. He's a blitzing defense.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. The Giants had a blitzing defense this year, and they were horrific. They switched from a 4-3 to a 3-4. I mean, if you don't have the pieces, you don't have the pieces. But if the Bucks can improve the defense this offseason, yeah, why not?
Look at this. Do you think the Bucks can go get C.J. Mosley or Dustin Houston?
I don't know. I don't know your cap space situation.
I think it's about $14 million, $13 million.
No, if you only have $14 million, then no, you're not getting C.J. Mosley.
Maybe Justin Houston. Probably would be a better off fit.
Neither one. That's not. Unless you're not addressing anything else.
We can draft or I think what we could do, just go ahead and go get a guy from LSU.
Devin White.
I like the boy White though. I think he'd probably be to replace Quinn Alexander.
Yeah, Devin White. You're talking about.
Yeah.
No, you could. I'm gonna let you go because I got a few people calling in, but I just want to say thank you for the call, buddy.
You too.
All right, my man. All right. Bucks fan. Kim in Mexico says, Chris, within a couple of years in the new stadium, the Raiders are going to rule LA forever, even though... All right. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, who's this?
This is Andrew Schmitz.
Andrew Schmitz. What's going on, my man? How you doing, buddy?
Not too much. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Had a couple of technical difficulties early on in the show, but I'm glad we're past it. And by the way, I don't know if the movie critic's still in there. I know he's been telling me he wants to call. I don't remember. I think it's 646. If that is you, I will take you next. But, what's up, man?
Not much. I just had a couple questions for you about how you think the season in the MLB is going to play out, just from basic first views in the spring training.
I don't think the MLB is going to play out this year. To be completely honest with you, I have not been able to follow spring training as closely as I would like because my YouTube channel, I focus so much on the draft and everything else. But without really getting to look a lot at spring training, I mean, the teams that I think are going to be good, I mean, I think the Yankees are going to be great this year. I think the Red Sox, obviously.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, the Red Sox are going to be really good. I think the Braves are probably the favorites going in the National League East, but the Phillies are very close. They're neck and neck. But I still think that division's wide open. I think the Mets could win it. I think if they could stay healthy. I think the even the Nationals can win it. I think it's a 4-team race there. I think it's the most competitive division. The Brewers are still very good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else I like. Yeah, that's just off the top of my head. I mean, the Rockies, I think, are better than a lot of people probably think. But we'll see, man. We'll see.
What about the Astros?
Astros are great.
What are you thinking about the Astros?
Astros are great.
Yeah, they're doing really good.
Yeah, Astros are great.
Yeah. I think that I'm not too sure about the Brewers. They had a lot of star power last year. They tried to make an acquisition of Manny Machado, but that didn't pan out too well. They made a pretty decent playoff run though against the Dodgers, so that was pretty good. But they ended up losing the last game. But I'm not sure. Christian Yelich is always getting older, and we have a bunch of rookies and reserves too. So I think this year he can make a decent playoff run. Not sure we'll go all the way. Definitely the Mets too have a good chance, and Red Sox as always are just absolutely dominating their conference, their lead, just amazing. So what do you think?
Yeah, which team specifically are you asking me?
Yeah, what about the Red Sox? What are you thinking there?
The Red Sox, I think they're still great, but I don't think they're gonna win again. I think they were like the clutchest. I remember seeing a stat like they were like beyond clutch last year. Like it was ridiculous with how clutch they were with men in scoring position. I think the Red Sox overachieved last year. I still think they're great, but I think the Yankees are the better. And I don't like the Yankees. I'm a Met fan, but I think the Yankees are the better baseball team.
Yeah, I definitely feel so. I actually took a tour down over to New York, got to see both stadiums, and I definitely like the Mets atmosphere a lot more than the Yankees. The Yankees, they seemed too high and mighty with all their pennants and stuff, but I definitely like the Mets feel a lot more. And the team's definitely doing good. They have a lot of younger talent that's going to be helping push the team forward and make it a really good season.
Yeah, no, I think if they could stay healthy, the Mets have a good makeup there with the young players, and they got. Obviously all the acquisitions they've made. I love the catcher they brought in. I love Cano. We'll see. Diaz, of course, the best closer in baseball. So they added a lot, but unfortunately, the Phillies added more. So we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks so much for taking my call.
You got it, buddy. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, make sure to shout out the Bros Official. I subscribe to them as well as you. So thanks again for taking my call.
The Bros Official. Okay, there you go. Shout out to the Bros Official. All right, my man.
Thanks so much, man.
You got it, buddy.
Great night. Bye.
Have a good one. All right, the Bros Official. I think I saw them in the chat earlier. I will be taking your call next, Movie Critic. 646. That's not 646. I promise to take the Movie Critic. All right, Movie Critic.
How'd you know?
646. 646.
There's a very common area code for Queens.
Yes. What's going on, my man? And Mike Nixon, I don't know. I tell me the first story. But what's going on, buddy?
Oh, nothing. I just realized I'm an idiot. I was calling the wrong number. That's why I was getting voicemail all the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I had 484 instead of 481, and that's what messed up everything. And I'm like, what's going on? This thing's usually not like this, you know?
No, I had the wrong number in it first, for the first 5 minutes, and then I changed it, so that might have been why.
Oh, yeah. That's why then, because I wasn't really looking at the screen, I was just trying to call in.
Yeah.
And just realized that's why I was not able to get on.
Yeah. So what's up, buddy? What do you want to talk about?
Oh, man, so many Giants news. And one thing I want to say before we get to Giants news, how do we trust these NFL insiders if they jump the gun, and everybody got excited. Me and you were the only people, I think, in that chat that we have that thought that may just not be right. The Antonio Brown trade I'm referring to.
Oh, Antonio Brown?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, the Bills?
Yeah, me and you were the only ones.
Well, I remember in that group chat, everyone was telling me to make a video. I said, I'm not going to make a video. I haven't heard anything official. All I've heard is they are in the process of making a trade. You know how many times I've heard of teams in the process of making a trade that falls through? I mean, 100 times. So that's why I was like, I'm going to wait. This could easily fall through, and it did.
Yes. So just one question about that trade, though. So if it did happen, though, would you have liked that landing spot for him? Because I don't know how good that would have been with Josh Allen.
I think it would have been a good spot. I mean, maybe not for his
Yeah.
numbers because of the environment,
Yeah,
because of the
that's what
weather. But in turn, I think he's exactly what they need. They need a playmaker. They need to fix the offensive line. They need a playmaker. So I think it would have been a perfect fit. And I think a lot of people are underestimating the Buffalo Bills. I think they're a very good football team if they could patch up some things. Now, the offensive line there is the worst. It's one of the worst in the sport. But they have the money to fix it. They have $80 million to spend, or almost $80 million. So, and I think they're going to address it in the draft. So I think Buffalo's going to be a much better team than people think next year.
Yeah. So what did you think of the Kevin Zeidler and Olivier Vernon trade?
Great trade. Great trade. Great. I mean, as good as it gets. I mean,
yeah, right.
You couldn't have asked for more. Couldn't have asked for more.
Yeah, we need offensive line help bad.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was a great trade. I mean, they got one of the best guards in the sport. They got rid of the guy who had the worst contract when you factor in that it was a 2-year deal. It was great
I mean,
trade.
I'm not an Eli Manning fan, but I could understand why he plays bad with that offensive line. Any quarterback would play bad, you know.
I don't like to make excuses. I don't like to make excuses.
Me neither.
Because
I'm not making.
No, I know that. You're not an Eli. I am an Eli guy, and a lot of people get on me because they say that I like Eli too much. But Eli, the offensive line they've provided Eli Manning since 2011 is as bad as it gets. And I'm not saying it's the reason he's not doing good now. He's old, you know. He's not what he was.
Well,
but the offensive line is trash. It's been trash for 6 years.
It's definitely not doing him any favors, you know. My favorite thing though is that I like Eli because he helped us win 2 championships. So I'm not going to say I don't like him, but I'm saying his time is clearly up, you know. That's the only thing I feel.
Yeah, I mean, this is last year. This is going to be his last year. And Ang Sam, I'm not sure if I blocked your number. If you haven't pranked me, I haven't blocked your number. I only block people that prank me. So if you pranked me, yeah, I did. I don't know if you pranked me before. But anything else, buddy?
Yeah, so where do you think Antonio Brown will go? Where do you think he'll get traded?
Raiders? Yeah.
For what?
I don't know. I don't know for what. Maybe one of their later first round picks. Like they got two. They got 2 picks late in the first round, 24th and 27th.
Yeah.
Maybe one of those. That. Maybe one of those picks. And it's because of all the trades they made. They traded Khalil Mack. They got a pick for that, and they traded Amari
Raiders
Cooper.
have 3 picks. Wow.
Yeah. They traded Amari Cooper and they traded Khalil Mack. So that's why they have 3 first round picks.
One last question before I go. So with the Giants, who would you want for them to go after in free agency?
I just did a video on this today. I said Zadarius Smith and either Amos at the safety position or the Honey Badger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see that video. I'll check it out.
Yeah, that's who I would target. There's a few other guys they could look at, but those are the guys I like the most.
Yeah. I'm working on a video right now myself. So.
Oh, good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yes.
Keep grinding. Oh, one-time rebuttal. Thank you so much. He says, I have no idea why I would ask this. I know you have a billion bakeries in New York. All that being said, if you were to eat a store-bought cookie Oreos or Chips Ahoy. Oh, Oreo. Not even close. Not even close. I'm going Oreo. And I'm going to get to that in a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, before I go, I say Oreo also over Chips Ahoy.
Well, there you go. If the movie critic says Oreo, I'm going to say Oreo. But I'm going to let you go, buddy. I'm gonna
All right, man. Take care.
All right, man. Have a good one. And I'll take Mike Nixon next. Bro. Now, my issue with the Oreos now, though, they're getting a little, overdone with this extra stuffing. And, I was a big fan of the double stuff because I used to do that as a kid. I would split the cookie. I'd get most of the frosting on one side of the cookie. And then I'd split the other cookie and I'd do I just want to finish my Oreo story. I'd split the other cookie and I'd put the frosting on the other one and I'd stuff it together. And then when they came out with the double stuffed, I was so excited. But now they got a quadruple stuffed Oreo. And it's ridiculous. But the double stuffed was a good idea. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling.
Yo, what's up, Chris?
This is Mike?
No, it's John Schmidt.
Oh, all right. Mike, I saw he also has a 732 number, so that's why I didn't take you. So I will take the next 732 number after this. What's going on, Smith? What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, what's up? So I want to talk about the Rosen Haskins thing real quick.
Okay.
So this is the thing. As much as I like Haskins, I think the Rosen situation is really sexy on paper, being able to keep the 6th pick. But the thing is, I don't think they're going to trade Rosen before the draft because they're going to want to see if they can get some crazy offer to move up. So, and if you're the Giants in the draft, you got Haskins there at 6 that falls to you, I don't think you can pass up hoping that you're going to get Rosen.
Oh, movie critic, thank you so much. He says, thanks for taking the call, and I want to finish Oreo story, and everybody liked the stream. But thank you, movie critic. In terms of, I'm sorry, one more. So you're saying that you would, I got a little interrupted there. You're saying that you don't want Rosen?
No, I'm not saying I don't want him. I'm saying that I don't think they're going to trade him before the draft because they're going to want to see if they can get some crazy offers for someone to move up to number one.
I agree with that. I completely agree with that. Yeah.
I mean, if we're in the draft and Haskins is there at 6, I don't think we can pass thinking, hopefully we get Rosen after the draft's over.
Not if they like Haskins, no.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they're not going to do that, though. The Cardinals are going to make the trade at least before the Giants pick because they're going to want picks in this year's draft.
Right.
And they know if they want to make a trade with the Giants are not going to want to make a trade after they make their first round selection. So they wouldn't because if the Giants take Haskins, that's another team out of the running to trade for a quarterback. So I don't think I think they'd make the trade before the Giants selected at 6.
I don't know, man. They'd have to have like a blood contract or something going into the draft.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm very excited for draft night because there's so many options that the Giants could do here. If everything is if it's the truth with the Cardinals, they could trade for Rosen. They could take Haskins. They could take Devin White. They could trade down. They could take somebody else. They could take a pass rusher, Montez Sweat, Calais Farrell, whoever. We don't know. We don't know who they like.
Right.
I don't think Farrell fits. He's more of a 4-3 pass rusher, but I'm sure there's other guys that they could potentially like that we don't know. So we're going to have to wait, and it's going to be fun anticipating what's going to happen.
Yeah. All right, one more question before I go. So I think you saw my comment today about them possibly signing a pass rusher this week. So if you could guess who you think it's going to be, who would you say it's going to be if we sign a pass rusher this week?
I don't know if this is who it's going to be, but the guy I've said now for a few weeks that I want is Zadarius Smith.
Yeah, that would probably be mine as well.
He fits our system perfectly. He's a 3-4 outside linebacker, pass rusher, coming off an 8.5 sack season. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't even think he was an every down player for the Ravens. He could have been. I could be wrong, but I like him. I think he has the highest upside, and that's who I would go after. That's who I want.
Yeah, me too.
The problem is there's going to be a lot of teams who probably want him. So
yeah,
we'll see how it plays out.
Yep.
Anything else, John?
No, that's it, man.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much for the call. Thank you for being a great subscriber.
All right, man. Thank you.
You got it, buddy. We could talk cookies for... Oh, I'll talk cookies for hours. Hours. As I'm waiting for 732. Preston Smith. Yes, Preston Smith's another one. I'm like, with him. But, yes, that's another one that people have talked about. Preston Smith. Waiting for the next caller. 732. I know that. And there he is. I think this is Mike Nixon. Hello?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, Mike. What's up, my man?
Not much. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I just waiting for your call, man. Always love talking to you. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. I enjoyed your videos today about the Giants one you did earlier. I truly want Honey Badger. I've seen him play through in Arizona, even like in college, and he's an amazing player, and especially with being versatile to play other positions, because you never know where we may ever need somebody to step down, especially if we ever get more depth that could play at the safety, it's always good to have somebody that can step down and play at other positions. You know what I mean?
Well, the best thing about the Honey Badger is that he's familiar with this system before he's played in it.
Right.
So the more I think about it, the more I like the Honey Badger. Now the problem is we don't know if that Sport Track estimate is correct. I mean that's just a guesstimate. Like we don't know what the market's going to be. He might go for $10 or $11 million a year, and if he does, he's out of the Giants' price range. So we have to see how it falls. I think they're gonna have to spend no more than $8 or $9 million on a safety, and if they could get one for $89 million, and the Honey Badger's there for that price, he's a good fit.
Yeah, and speaking of pass rusher, I don't know how you feel about him, but I like Dante Fowler.
Well, Dante Fowler's got upside. He's got upside. We don't know, we don't know how it's going to play out, but he definitely has upside. He's the third overall pick?
Yeah, and then I know like his first year he ended up tearing his ACL, and after that I guess he kind of like lost the mix in Jacksonville until he went to the Rams, and he actually played really good for them.
Yeah, no, he's another one. He was estimated right around the same as Darius. I think he could be higher than that. He might go for 10, 10 and a half, 11. Yeah, no, I would be completely fine with either one of those guys as a pass rusher. Those are the two guys I would like.
Yeah.
Those are the two guys I would like.
I just seen like on Bleacher Report, check out like Twitter feeds of like the teams. Apparently, reason AB hasn't been dealt yet, he's seeking $18 to $20 million on a new contract.
Yeah, well, he wants a Beckham contract. And he'll probably get it. I think the Raiders are nuts, to be honest with you. I would not trade for this guy, not especially in the situation the Raiders are in. I don't think it's a good idea.
I mean, I have a sleeper team, even though they said they want to trade in the division, but I can see somehow Cleveland's just pulling off a deal to get him. Putting him.
Well, everybody's always said they could use another receiver. They certainly can, and Cleveland seems to be active. They're finally in a position to start winning, and you see them starting to make moves now to try to get over the top. And I think Cleveland's gonna be good next year. I really do.
It's just like I know they said that they want to trade within the division, but we've seen that with like a lot of teams. Look at back in the day, McNabb going to Washington. They were, you know what I mean. They weren't going to try to send him to anybody in the division. But look, you know what I mean. When a good deal presents itself, it's kind of hard to say no. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. That's why I feel about Rosen. Like if a good deal presents itself, as much as I'm not in love with Rosen. Oh, thank you so much, Rum Boys. I really appreciate that. Sam. Yeah, give me the first 3 digits, and I will try to take you next. As much as I got thrown off there. I was talking about what was I talking about?
Rosen.
Oh yeah, as much as I don't love Rosen, if it's too good of a deal to pass up, and it makes sense because we get to retain our first round pick, you got to do it. So because he certainly has talent. My worry with him is not the talent; it's how he would fit in New York. That's my worry.
Right.
And but for a second round pick, it's worth the gamble, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, if it's a second round pick, why not? I mean, we ain't got nothing.
Because when you think about it, I mean, how many second round picks pan out? I mean, maybe 50%, maybe.
Right.
You know, so I think it's worth a shot.
And we're getting a guy who actually has the experience at the pro level right now. You know what I mean? As much as he didn't do that good, at least he has the experience rather than waiting on a rookie to get groomed or waiting to get developed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you, buddy. And no, Rum Boys, are you kidding me? I'm not. I'm glad you threw me off. Thank you for the support, Rum Boys.
I mean, that's why I kind of wouldn't mind Rosen. I mean, yeah, how would he fit? But like, I really think we should try to make a move to get him and work on our defense.
I think he makes the best sense in terms of if you could get him for that price.
Right.
The question is, are the Cardinals telling the truth? Are they actually going to take Kyler Murray? And is he going to be available for that price? If all those things are true, yeah, I think he's worth it for a second-round pick. You have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's going to be interesting because you never know. We could screw him in and do it this week. You never know. We could do it before draft night. Who knows?
It's gonna be. I cannot wait. This is my first time doing the draft on YouTube, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I know the sports series done it for the past 2 years. Well, that's how I kind of first got to them. I seen the 2017 stream. I didn't watch it live, but I watched it, and then I tuned in last year for the most part of it.
I'm just curious. Is that how you found my channel, through them?
Yeah, I believe it might have been either from Sports Cherry, Bad Dog, or Philly.
Okay. Yeah, I've worked with all those guys.
That's where I watch like the most, is out of all them Sports Cherry, and that's all I watch our sports from is from them.
All right, that's cool. I'm glad you found me, man. I'm glad you found me because you're a great subscriber, buddy.
Yeah, no problem, man. And hopefully brighter. Talk about this real quick. Hopefully, brighter days are coming because I can really see us getting KD and Kyrie, because I think they're kind of tight with each other. Like outside of the basketball world, I think they're like kind of tight with each other.
I think they're coming.
So
I think there's a 50% chance we're gonna end up with Kyrie and Durant. 50%.
And then, do you see us getting the number 1 pick, or because I know
14%.
Huh?
It's a 14% chance.
Yeah. And do you think we'll get it though?
No. I mean, I'd say we won't. It's a 1 in 6 chance.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
it's like rolling a dice. And you're betting it lands on 1, and it's a 5 out of 6 chance you're not getting it.
Now, if per se we get the number 2 pick, I know we got a point guard, but I was just watching a little bit of the Murray State game, and I would love to get John Morant.
A lot of people like John Morant. I like him. I don't like him as much as Zion, but I do like him. And yeah,
I know tonight in the championship game he dropped like 36 points, which is insane.
I have no problem getting Morant with the 2nd pick. If we have the 2nd pick, I have no problem with that.
Because I mean, shit. Like one of them could play the 2 guard if they have to, with Dennis Smith Jr. and you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I'd be more than happy with John Morant. I'm not gonna, him or Barrett. I have Barrett 3rd.
I just had that straight feeling that this year's gonna be our year. We'll get the number 1 pick. We'll get Zion. We'll get KD. We'll get Kyrie, and then boom, everything pops back up for us for New York.
Yeah, no, I hope so, man. We're due for some luck. But I'm gonna let you go in case somebody else wants to call in. But I always like talking to you,
problem,
buddy.
brother.
Have a good one, buddy. Thank you for the call, man.
I just got one thing to say.
Go ahead.
Whoop whoop, baby. I had to do it, brother.
All right, Mike Nixon. Thank you so much for the call, buddy. All right, have a good one, my man. That's, of course, an inside joke from the stream last night. And Stuck in the 80s, that is right. Anybody that is not... Let me take this call. Anybody that is not aware, tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I'm going to have Stuck in the 80s. I'm going to be on Stuck in the 80s channel. We're going to be talking movies. We were supposed to do that Thursday night. Everything got screwed up. But do me a favor, go over there. If you haven't done so, check out his channel. And you will absolutely enjoy it. I promise you. We're going to have a lot of fun tomorrow. What's going on? You're on live.
We are Stuck in the 80s, huh? Yeah, that dude's a legend.
Chris and Noah calling in for a 2nd time. All right. Go ahead.
Oh, is it okay if I call in a 2nd time?
Yeah, it seems to be slowing down. I mean, I got 2 people trying to call now, but it's all right. Go ahead. Oh, I think he hung up. You didn't have to hang up. All right, what's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
What's up, Chris?
What's going on? Who's this?
AMG.
AMG. This is now the 3rd 732 number in my last 3 calls. Is that like a common... where are you from?
Old Bridge or Jersey.
Oh, Jersey. Okay, so that's a Jersey. I'm just curious. So I'm curious where my callers are coming from. Okay, very cool stuff, man. What's up, my man?
All right, so I was looking at something, and I find this like really attracting. How would you feel? We trade our 2nd round pick. We get Rosen, right? I know I'm not that huge on Rosen either, but I think the Giants were last year. I think that was their 2nd quarterback.
Yes. Well, we don't know for sure, but it sounded that. And by the way, I just want to say, Delano, do me a favor. Type in your first 3. I'll definitely take your call next. Love when you call in. And yeah, I didn't hang up on you, Chris. I don't know what happened with that. But yeah, from what you read from the newspapers, it seemed as if he was the second favorite quarterback of the Giants behind Darnold last year.
Yeah, so we trade for Rosen. We draft Devin White, which we could build around him. Because I think you just can't. I don't think you could miss on someone like him.
Devin White you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, Devin White's a safe pick. I mean, you could go offensive line too. That's safe, but I don't think there's enough. I mean, maybe you want to argue Juwan Taylor. He seems to be moving up mock draft charts, but I'm leaning Devin White. I know that's early for a middle linebacker, but right now I'm leaning Devin White.
Yeah, we draft Devin White. We sign Amos, and with all our picks after the 4th through 7, we have 8, I think.
We have, I think we might even have, no, I think we still have 8 after the trade. I think we still have 8.
So when we have 8 picks now, we trade back up, try to get back into the 2nd round. And after we sign Amos, we draft Jonathan Abram. We secure our secondary, or at least our safeties. And have you heard that DRC is saying he wants to come back and play in the NFL?
I have heard that, and you brought up Abram. I think Abram is a good match. He has the same issues as, obviously the guy he's going to be replacing, but, they say he lacks a little bit in coverage, but big playmaker. He's very much like Collins. And as far as DRC goes, I don't think he's a difference maker at this point, especially with the year off, but if you're asking, do you want to throw a dart at the board for a very, very, very cheap contract? Maybe. Why not?
Yeah, I'm saying bring back DRC because he's a leader in the locker room, and that's something after trading Landon, after trading Snacks, we need.
Yeah, I mean, if it's like a minimum contract or close to a minimum contract, you got nothing to lose there. They could certainly use depth there at cornerback. I don't think he's going to start, but they could use depth. And
I was reading something. It was last year, on average, our offensive guards were giving up 1 pressure in every 26 snaps. Zeitler only gave up 1 in every 99 snaps. So,
wow.
I think a lot of people, I don't know why some Giants fans aren't happy. Early in the middle of the season, we were talking about if we can get a 3rd rounder, we'd be happy with it.
One pressure every 99 snaps, that almost equates to like 1 pressure every 2.5 or 3 games, which means he probably only gave up 6 pressures all year.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm thinking throws. Snaps, okay. You take probably 65 snaps a game. So probably one every game and a half. So he probably gave up, what would that equate to, about 11 or 12 pressures all year, which is still incredible.
Yeah. And now, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't know why people aren't happy about this. We were talking about getting a 3rd-round pick for OV in the middle of the season, and now that we get a top guard, some people have an issue with it.
I love who has an issue with this trade? I can't understand how anybody would have an issue with this trade.
I was on Instagram a lot. I follow a lot of Giants pages, and some people aren't happy with it. I don't get it.
That makes no sense to me whatsoever. This trade was great. Now, there's some Giants fans who probably don't take into account they just think that Vernon's a good player and but you have to take into account what it does for the cap, for not just for this year, for next year. Vernon was going to be another 19.5 next year, and he carried like a $4 million dead cap hit. So, no, this was a good trade. You got one of the best guards in football.
Yeah, I like it, but this year I think this year Eli has to show that it's not him, that he just didn't have time, because now he has no excuse. We're probably going to go. I don't think we're getting Darrell Williams now after paying $10 million or after having to pick up a $10 million contract.
I agree with you. I mean, between Zeitler and Solder, you already have, what is that, about
$27 million.
$27 million invested. There's only so much you can invest in an offensive line when you only have what's the salary cap, about $186?
Yeah.
So when you only have about $190 million to spend, you can't do much more than $35 million on your whole line. You got, especially when you have a quarterback that makes 23. You got a wide receiver who makes 21 or 20, whatever he makes. They got a
corner that makes 14.
Yeah, corner that makes 14. You got to spend the money elsewhere. As much as I like Darrell Williams, at this point, doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I'm not gonna be upset if they sign him, but I would rather them spend that money on the defense.
And now that I heard you were talking about how you wanted Zadarius Smith, how would you feel? The Chiefs, they say they're tagging D Ford, but they're trading him away, and they're looking to get at least a second-round pick for him. Would you trade a second for him?
For D Ford?
Or do you think our second-round pick is too high to give up?
How much? Yeah, but how much is this, what does he make? $17 or $18 million with the franchise tag?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I remember reading that the pass rusher franchise tag was going to be about between $17 and $18 million. So, I mean, and there's no commitment after this year. No, I would not. I wouldn't. I'd rather find one in the draft.
And last thing, do you think that what was it, Sam Beal? He's gonna have a breakout, or he's gonna have a good season this year?
To be completely honest with you, I haven't seen enough of the kid. I know what I've read, but until I see him on a football field, I don't. I can't give an honest answer about that.
Like when we drafted him in the third, or with a third-round pick in the supplemental, I was seeing that he was projected if he came out in that draft in the late first, early second round.
Yeah, in a first-round grade. That's why they did it. But there's a lot of players who had first-round grades, and I mean, all we got to do is look at Eli Apple. But I mean, until I see him on the field, I can't. I hope they could certainly use it. That's for damn sure. But I'm going to let you go because I think Delano wanted to call in. I hope he's still here. I'm going to give him about a minute to call in. But thank you so much for the call, buddy.
All right.
All right, my man. Have a good one. I think he said 910, so I'm going to give him a minute. You had to unsubscribe? Why? I'm completely against racism. I say that all the time. So I don't know why you would unsubscribe, but if you unsubscribe, you unsubscribe. I'm waiting for 910 to call in. I can't help it if there's stupid... Okay, you gotta go to your bro. Okay, alright. Sorry about that. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Yo, what's going on, man?
Oh, hold on. You know what? I got to take this call. I'm going to take you after. It's Delano. He's going on break. I'm going to take this real quick. And then I'll have you call back in a second.
Well, okay.
Let me just take this. Wait, Delano. Is this Delano?
Yes, this is.
What's going on, Delano? How you doing, buddy?
I made it in right before my break was over.
Yes. What's up?
Yeah, I was, everything is all right. I'm initially, and I know we talked about it kind of briefly. I was initially upset about the trade because of Vernon's. I think his progression in the second half of the season last year kind of had me like, well, you know what? I'd like to keep him and see what we have. But yeah, Zeitler, I think that was a great trade. I think that was very much a trade that we needed to make for the long term. So I initially, like I said, you talked me off the ledge a little bit. I was fuming, but
I mean, I think it was a great trade. Because as much as Vernon's a good player when he's on the field, first off, you're lucky if you get 10 games out of him. And
right.
And I mean, they need the help on the offensive line. They got rid of a guy. I mean, he was due to make $20 million the next 2 years. It's a lot of money for a guy who's at best, in my opinion, a slightly above average starting edge rusher at this point in his career.
Right. Yeah, and as far as the pass rusher goes, I think that's just if Haskins is gone off the board, then immediately address it. But I think we really have to address our quarterback situation as far as Eli's successor. And I don't want to wait till the potential of next season, in the hope that Trevor Lawrence or Tua falls in our lap. Because honestly, I don't think we'll...
I get that.
I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible that either one of those guys will fall to us. especially, you know, again, with the way I'm looking at the Raiders making moves, I think they're setting themselves up for those guys next season. I think this will be Carr's last season as a Raider. I think they're going to try to set themselves up to where they can get Trevor Lawrence especially. But, yeah, as far as Haskins goes, I mean, Haskins is a traditional quarterback, and he's too much of a – I mean, you've seen what he did in the Combine. Like, why would you want to pass on that? You know, I feel like the runtime situation, like I said before, I'm not looking for my quarterbacks to run. That's why you got to run it back. You know,
I'm the same way as you. I'm not looking for a running quarterback. I want a guy that stands in the pocket, can extend plays, has some athleticism, but I don't want a guy. And I know everybody says Kyler Murray's not a running quarterback, but he's certainly a guy that needs to make plays with his legs, in my opinion, to be successful at the NFL level. So I'm with you. That's why I prefer Haskins to Murray.
Yeah, but I like to get Haskins in the draft. If anything, you know, like I said, we just need to address that. We need a successor. I've always felt like I'd rather have something in the pocket and not need it immediately than sit there and Eli. Let's say Eli goes down with an injury. I'm not wishing it, but, you know, again, worst case scenario, he goes down with an injury, and Kyle Leonard is all we have available.
Yeah, well, the other thing you got to think about is people who want to wait. And I see it from both sides. I do. Because the Giants do have a ton of holes on the defensive side, especially after what they've done. I understand people that want to go defense in the first round. It makes sense. But by the same token, you don't know how these quarterbacks are going to perform next year. And you don't know if they're going to stay healthy. What if Tua goes out there and he has a career-ending injury next year? If you're banking on drafting Tua next year, you don't know. So you have the opportunity this year to get a quarterback at 6. That's why it is tempting. It is. And you have to like the guy, like I said, but it's certainly tempting. And I am completely for Haskins. I know I don't think you're a Rosen guy, but if it's a right price, I'm for Rosen. If it's the right price. I'm not doing it for a first-round pick. But if they're willing to do it for pennies on the dollar, I would look at Rosen too. I would do either one.
Yeah, I feel like pass on Rosen, only because, like I said, I don't think he's a fit as far as the media goes. And I know that seems like, well, he's not playing for the media, he's playing for, you know, the Giants, but sometimes even that is a distraction, you know, and I don't know if he's able to handle that pressure. Haskins seems like, look, I'm okay with, you know, the pressure. I don't care, you know, and that benefits him, and it benefits, you know, the way the team, you know, can be around him, you know. So I personally would rather have Haskins in that regard.
I agree with you in that sense that I think that's a strength for Haskins and a weakness for Rosen. I didn't want Rosen last year because of that. I didn't know how well he would handle New York. I like Haskins, almost like, it's not cockiness, confidence. And he seems like, and he doesn't seem like a guy. One thing I'm not a huge fan of is how active he is on social media, but I know that's the new generation and whatever. But he seems like he's not gonna. I think he would handle it. Oh, Entertainah, thank you so much. Hey, sorry I was not here. My mom threw me a surprise dinner. Well, thank you so much for the super chat. And Ligman says Carter got robbed of Defensive Rookie of the Year, and so will Baker. Just kidding. Thank you so much for the super chat, guys. I really appreciate that. But I got thrown off again. I always get thrown off with the super chats. But
no.
What was I saying? I'm sorry.
Oh, we were talking about the New York media and Rosen's weakness behind it.
Yeah. That's why I didn't want Rosen last year, because I didn't think he would handle New York well. I really didn't. Now, but for a second or third round pick, I think it's worth rolling the dice to find out if he can, because you're not paying much. If it doesn't work, you get rid of him. But I don't know if you're going to be able to get him for that. We're going to have to wait and see. But I'm happy with either one. I like Haskins. I don't love Rosen, but I like the price, if that's what it is.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Because the way I look at it is you're going to... I think from a talent standpoint, we're not talking about how we think they'll handle New York. From just a talent standpoint, I think Rosen's at least... him and Haskins, you could say, are about even. We'll say that. But I think Haskins, is better suited for New York, but I'm willing to take that gamble if I could also bring in a Devin White with a Rosen. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, like I said, if he's off the board, then I would definitely make the trade
for Rosen. And again, we addressed the pass rusher situation in the first round. But if Haskins is still on the board, take Haskins. I think we need that. As far as that second quarterback that we know we can eventually rely on and groom to take over.
Yeah.
And
one thing that nobody's asked me tonight, which I'm surprised, is if I would cut Eli. And I don't know all the specifics to this today, and it hasn't been reported by ESPN and none of the big. But I read it on Twitter, read it on I think it was Vicario from SNY. They're saying Eli's not going to take. Now I don't know if Eli's saying he won't take a pay cut or the Giants are saying they just don't want to extend him and whatever. But it sounds as if he's not going to take a pay. If you're going to pay him $23 million, what's the point of him being here? We could use that $17 million in so many ways if you cut him. And I hate to cut him. I love Eli. I don't want to cut him, but $17 million. I mean, that's a lot of money for a guy that is not going to be a part of the future. He's not going to be here after this year. So it's a tough situation. It is.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, that's why I'm like, we need a quarterback now. That way he can be groomed right under Eli. Eli, this will be his last year. I think everybody kind of knows that. This will more than likely be Eli's last season.
No, it's Eli's last year. I'd be shocked. I mean, Cop Pizzle called it earlier. He said he thinks Eli's playing too much. I'd be shocked.
So this will be a perfect way to bring in a new quarterback. This is the perfect time to do it. I say do it now, and again, I feel like I feel strongly in that decision that going forward we would have the quarterback of our future in this draft.
No, I'm with you,
man. Again, Haskins is that guy.
I'm completely fine with taking Haskins. I would feel very confident. I like Haskins a lot. I like everything about him. But I'm going to let you get back to work, and I'm going to take my next phone call. But I just want to say thank you for calling in, Delano.
No problem. Everybody have a good night, and I'll see you the next time you do your stream.
All right, buddy. Thank you for the call.
All right, bye.
Have a good one. All right, let me take this call. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, Chris, what's up, man? It's John Latorno, man. The best Philly guy you know. One of the best Philly guys you know, man.
Yes. Love this guy. What's going on, my man?
Not much, man. I just wanted to say a couple things. What do you think about? Do you think the Angels are gonna franchise pay like $400 million for Trout so he doesn't come to Philly after he becomes a free agent because of the Harper and the Machado signing?
Didn't they? I gotta look at this. Didn't they extend Trout a couple of years ago? Let me look at this.
Yeah, but I think I don't know when. I think it's a year or two away before he becomes a free agent. That's why people are thinking that he may come to Philly when his thing comes up. But due to the high price of free agents now, do you think the Angels are going to probably put more than $325 to $400 million to keep him?
Probably not. But it's tough to give up a guy like that. I mean, he's the best player on the planet. He's the best player on the planet. But we've seen a lot of best players on the planet. So yeah, you're right. He's a free agent in 2021. So they've got 2 more years of him. I think they're going to try to retain him. They're paying him $33 million right now.
Right.
But, I mean, we've seen it. I mean, a lot of players that you would never think would hit the open market have. I mean, Ken Griffey Jr., Alex Rodriguez. So it's certainly possible. I mean, it's not like he plays in the biggest market. I mean, Anaheim, I guess, California. But, yeah, I think he could certainly hit the open market. Now, I don't know if the Phillies would... I don't even know if that's the best decision for the Phillies, to be honest with you. I know it would be great to have him and Harper, but your biggest weakness at this point, you got to fix that pitching. And
I don't know why they're not going after like Kimbrel or somebody right now. I don't know. I think they're just so far as I can tell, they're content with what they have, and they think they can get by with their offense instead of trying to get another pitcher in there to firm it up a little bit more. But I don't know why we're not jumping on anything like that yet.
Yeah. I think the Phillies need help with their pitching. That's why I don't even think a lot of people would obviously love the Trout and the Harper and Trout combination. And yeah, it'd be great, it'd be fun, and of course it's gonna make your lineup unbelievable. But come playoff time, what wins is pitching. And
right, yeah, exactly.
If I was a Phillies fan, whatever money they have left to spend, I would want them over the next few years addressing the pitching. You guys already have the lineup.
Right.
It's overkill at that point. You fix that pitching, you guys can win World Series. You know?
Right, yeah. I think we could do it in either, maybe not this year coming up, but by 2020, I think we'll be in contention for a World Series.
You definitely
That's
can.
my
I'm not gonna
opinion.
tell. I'm a Met fan. I hate saying it, but you definitely can be with what you guys have. If you had the Mets pitching staff, you guys would be World Series favorites right now. If you had the Mets pitching staff, and they're both. And that's why I think the Mets have a puncher's chance against you guys this year because of our pitching staff.
Yeah, I like you pitch. I like your pitchers. They always give the Phillies problems, and I just think that that's your saving grace to stay in the division this year is your pitching.
And they got to stay healthy. If the Mets stay healthy, they're going to be a decent team.
Yeah, I think so. Even though I hate the Mets,
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun year.
And another thing is your Giants. I hear a lot about getting Haskins or getting Rosen. I think, my personal opinion, since they're going to keep Eli, this is my personal opinion, I think since they're leaning towards keeping Eli for this year coming up, I think they're going to use that 5th-round pick or 6th-round pick for something else. I don't think they're going to go after a quarterback with that pick. I think they're going to get somebody on defense or whatever. I just think all you Giants fans are talking about Rosen or getting Haskins or something. But I think they're going to use that pick for something else. What do you say to that?
I don't think it's a crazy thought. I think a lot of Giants fans want that. A lot of Giants fans want the quarterback. A lot of Giants fans want him to address the defense and worry about quarterback next year. As I've said from the start, I don't think either way is wrong, as long as they have a plan in place. But you're rolling the dice. If you don't take a quarterback this year, you're rolling the dice. Because if they finish with
don't you think they're doing that anyway by keeping Eli for another season? They're rolling the dice with him again. I mean, are they really dependent on that offensive line that's going to really help them? Or
well, when I say rolling the dice, like they have an opportunity to draft a quarterback this year, picking 6th overall. If he's there, we don't know if somebody could jump them. But if Dwayne Haskins is there, they don't know if they're going to have an opportunity next year to draft the quarterback that they want. And what are you going to wait? You're going to keep waiting until the perfect quarterback falls in your lap? I mean, and so and
I know you don't want your team to stink it up next year to get a good pick. So that would hurt for your whole season next year if they did that anyway. So
and the other thing I'll say is, you can argue that it's a bigger risk. Like, let's say the Giants get the 20th pick, and they have the opportunity to trade up to the 3rd overall pick next year, and they could get Herbert. We'll just say. You can argue that it's a bigger risk, even if most people feel Herbert's a better quarterback, because I think most people do, than Haskins. But you can argue it is a bigger risk to trade 2 or 3 first-round draft picks to move up to get Herbert than to just draft Haskins this year. Because if you take Haskins this year, you're not throwing away future drafts. If you have to trade up to get Herbert, you're throwing away 2 future drafts. And if you miss on that quarterback, you have 2 more years until you even have a first-round draft pick. So you could argue that this is the year to do it because you know you have the pick to do it. There's a quarterback there that you may... If they don't like him, they can't take him. But if you like him, it's very hard not to take him this year.
Right. I agree with that. Yeah, I just think that I think that you're going to get somebody on defense in that pick, but that's just my opinion. One other thing before I go, I'm working on my. I'm still getting my channel together before the baseball season. But by baseball season, my channel will be up, and then we'll be talking Phillies and Mets, man.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it.
I love your channel, Chris, and love the Cop Pizzle and Bad Dog and all you guys.
I appreciate it, man. I always appreciate the love you show us, man.
All right, man. Have a good night, brother.
All right, buddy. Thank you for the call.
All right.
Have a good one. All right, let me take this call. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, I'm so grateful that you're the #1 curling show in North America.
I think I know who this is. Benny Breeze?
You better know who this is. You live next door to me, practically.
Benny Breeze. I haven't heard from Benny in a while. Let's go. He's been commenting on a lot of my videos lately. What's going on, Benny? How you doing, buddy?
I miss you, man. Work busy, school busy.
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, man, you're making me sick with that Mets shirt, man.
Hey, you know I'm a Mets fan. I got to represent my team.
You know I'm only kidding, man.
No, I know. What's
I'm
going
only
on, man?
kidding.
What's going on? So
yeah,
Benny,
I called because
you called everything with the Giants. I mean, everything you said they were going to do, they've done.
Yeah. Yeah, so far so good.
I mean, Ben, I'm telling you guys, Benny months ago said the Giants were going to get rid of Vernon. He said that they were gonna, what did you say? You said, what else did you say?
I said they were going to do an overhaul, basically.
Yeah.
They were going to get rid of these high-priced, underperforming players, which I would have done during the season. Because what did you get for Collins? Nothing. What did you get for Vernon?
Well,
I mean, okay, but you didn't move the salary cap with that one.
No, they didn't help the salary cap, but they did bring in one of the best guards in football.
It is. You know what? I'm good with that because you did get very good value for something you needed. But it's like you're ignoring right tackle.
Right. Now, what would you do?
I mean, you really got.
I want to get GM Benny Bree. I want to put your GM hat on right now.
The people's GM.
The people's GM. You got $21 million to spend as of now in free agency.
Oh God.
What positions are you attacking? Are you thinking?
Yeah, because I have so many scenarios. Because I'm still taking Haskins first round, so there's going to be a pass rusher that I'm taking second round. So I'm not going to spend so much money. And it's not just going to be one position with Beckman's system that I'm only going to depend on one position to get sacks from. So it's not imperative that I have to pay $10 million for the top-notch pass rushers in football. Right now.
Right.
I do like that guy. I keep forgetting his name. Amos Cookies for safety.
Yeah. I've been talking about him for weeks.
Really?
Adrian Amos.
I haven't seen your show, but I forgot his name.
Adrian Amos.
That's pretty solid investment. But I wanted to touch on one thing. I take him, but I don't think they're gonna go so crazy getting the obvious guys we're looking at, because then you're ignoring depth. I mean, you don't even you need to squeeze that money to get depth as well. And I think they're going to spend about $12.5 million for the draft.
Yeah, I projected 11, but it could be 12. Would you, because they have 32. I'm saying they have 21 to spend because I'm projecting 11 for the draft. But would you bring Jamon Brown back as a depth guard if it was the right price?
He played a touch of tackle, but right price, yes.
Say it's $2.5 million, $3 million. Oh, I just lost Benny. Benny, I don't know what happened. You fell off there. I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that, Benny. This is a Chris Sinor raid. I believe in Eli. Let me take this call. You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey.
Hey, who's this?
Detonator.
Detonator. What's up, my man?
Not much. I'm just hella pooped out.
Yeah. What's going on, man?
So, my mom told me we're doing some errands for a friend who couldn't do the errands, and so we got there, and we're just waiting outside. I'm like, how are we going to the store? And she's like, no. And I figured out it was actually a surprise dinner when my sister arrived. So, surprise. And they almost took me to Olive Garden. I'm like, no Olive Garden, just because of you guys. Because you guys told me not to do it.
You can't go to Olive Garden.
And my mom's like, I'm Italian. Like, my mom was like a diehard Italian. I was like, yeah, I know I'm a diehard Italian, but like, it's still good. I'm like, no, it's no Olive Garden. And she was like, all right, fine, where do you want to go? So I went to like this place called Bahama Breeze, and it was fantastic.
Okay.
And,
I mean, anything's better than Olive Garden.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, are you sure you don't want to go to Olive Garden? Like I messed up her whole entire thing because she thought that I was gonna like Olive Garden. I'm like, no, these people on the stream kind of influenced me as I eat there again. And she's like, really? I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much why. It was just you. You and Bad Dog were like, fuck off.
Well, I'm glad that you passed up on the Olive Garden, man. So what do you want to talk about, buddy?
I don't know, sports things like. How about that good old sports ball? I don't know what to talk about,
Okay, so you want? I mean, I could talk about Olive Garden all night. Is that
Dude,
what
Olive Garden, the breadsticks are the only thing that keeps that thing alive, and they're free. So
Well, the breadsticks from the Olive Garden. You got the what's the one at the Red Lobster with the biscuits, the cheese biscuits. I like.
I know I hate seafood, so I know I'll never walk into a Red Lobster.
But the food there is not good. The food at the Olive Garden at the Red Lobster, not that good. Not that good.
You know, I was like, how about TJ Fridays? My parents were like, no, TJ Fridays suck too. I'm like, that makes nonsense.
Yeah, no, TJ Fridays is not that good either. I'm not. I went to TJ Fridays like a year ago. I was like, wow, this is really bad. Yeah, not that good. Not that good.
You know, Hooters isn't really that good either.
Well, it's got good
service. That's great service. Yeah, great service.
Very good waitresses.
You know, great service. Except for one of them when they, my first time ever being there, my only time ever being there. This woman's like, yeah, we have a seating for 8. Can you help us arrange it? And the woman's like, nah, you guys can just do it for yourselves, and just walked away. I'm like, damn, girl, I see you out here like trying to get rid of people out here, you know. Like she'd not look there. Then she became our waiter, and she was really nice to me. I'm like, oh, look at that.
I see. Ronaldo just came in. Want to say hello to him. And Chad Warden says Red Lobster's better than Olive Garden. Kim in Mexico says Hooters doesn't even have a decent menu. Yeah, you're right, but we don't go there for the menu.
Who goes there for the menu?
Yeah, we don't.
The menu the menu is just a little preview of the whole show.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you know, it's like quote unquote menu. I guess what it is. It's not even like real really good food. It's just it's like in quotes. Like, yeah, this is quote unquote food. Nope.
But anything else, buddy?
Yes, actually. So in free agency, you've mentioned that, you know, the Giants have 21 to about 22.5 million in cap space, correct?
Between about 20 or 21, we'll call it. After the draft.
All right.
After their expenses for the draft.
Now, how much do you think Amos would cost?
They're projecting 8, but I would say between 8 and 10.
All right. And how long do you think you're going to sign him for? A 1-year deal at first and maybe extend it?
No. He's going to get 3 or 4 years.
3 or 4 years. You can get Amos for 3 or 4 years. All right. Now, who else are you guys going to plan on bringing in that's going to be less than, you know, let's say now you're about 8 to 10. So let's say you're down to like 12 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
So who do you think is going to be the next to go in? I think you guys should go after. You already have Zeitler joining your squad. I think you guys need to go for. How's your left tackle?
Our left tackle's set. Nate Solder, we're paying him. He's the highest paid left tackle in the sport. Now he's not worth that money, but he's here to stay.
And your center?
Our center, we brought back Jalapio on a cost-effective deal. He'll be the starter.
All right. I'm just trying to figure out.
The only spot on the offensive line is right tackle, and they could go after Darrell Williams, who's going to cost about $10 million.
Right. I was going to say, the right tackle is going to be Darrell Williams, if anything. That's the best right tackle right now in the free agency. So, yeah, that would be hard for you. Now, you guys have no sense of defensive line, right?
Our whole defense is in shambles. I mean, we need a pass rusher. We need help in the secondary. I mean, we need everything.
So what do you want to address first? Do you want to address the secondary first, or do you want to address getting after the quarterback first?
I think there's better safeties available on the free agent market, but if they don't address pass rusher in the free agency market, I think they almost have to take one in the first round, or they have to trade up into the end of the first round. They're going to need to get a premium pass rusher because they have nobody right now. Lorenzo Carter's the best pass rusher. He had 4 sacks last year, and he's still wet behind the ears. They drafted him last year in the third round. And Sentinel asked me a Mets question. I'll answer that in a second about Peter Alonso. I'll answer that in a second. But anything else, buddy?
No, not really. Just gonna say hello, goodbye, and
hello, goodbye.
Do you have a tissue?
Do I have a tissue? No, not here.
Oh, okay.
No tissues. I don't know why you asked me that.
Oh, because I need a tissue.
All right, buddy. Thank you for the call.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good one. And somebody asked me, before we talk, Sentinel asked me about Peter Alonso of the Mets. I don't think he's going to start for the Mets at the beginning of the year because the Mets are a cheap organization, and they're probably going to want to wait until, I don't know what the deadline is where you call up a player so you get to keep him under the rookie contract for one more year think it's like mid-May. So I don't expect Lonzo up till mid-May. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Sunday. The Entertainah Talking Sports will be on Stuck in the 80s at 2 p.m. to talk their favorite movies with a special appearance by Gravedigger.
Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. And he's calling in because what he just said, tomorrow, 2 p.m., Stuck in the 80s. We're supposed to do it Thursday night. It's going to be on Stuck in the 80s channel tomorrow at 2 p.m. If you're a fan of movies, you won't want to miss it. We're going to be talking our favorite 80s and 90s movies of all time. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. What's going on, buddy?
Should be. How's that for an introduction, man? Was that pretty good?
That was incredible. You blew me away.
Oh, well, hey, I'd like to, I better not say that because people take that clip out of context, so I'm going to shut my mouth right now.
What's up, man?
Anyways, I am excited about the offseason with the Giants so far, even though it's a few minor moves, getting Olivia and Vernon the hell out of that locker room and off the team. The guy's been a bum the last 2 years. Getting another offensive lineman. The only thing I'm disappointed with is Eli not taking the pay cut to help this team. This is his last year. Why not just bite the bullet, take the pay cut, get some more help on this team, and make one last run? I don't get it, Chris.
Yeah, the one thing I'll say about that, it's not officially that it's happened. It's just being reported by Giants insiders that they suspect that is what's going to happen based on what they've heard. So it's still possible he can, but it doesn't look like it, So I'm not gonna. I mean, I get it. You never want to tell a guy what to do with his money, and we're talking millions of dollars. But with what that guy's done in his career, I mean, at this point, the only reason for him to play it should be to win. He already's made what $250 million, something ridiculous, plus endorsement money. I think he should take a pay cut, but I can't tell him what to do. He won me 2 Super Bowls, but that extra $8 million or whatever it would be could go a long way. I'll just say that.
Oh my gosh, yes, it's just something. I mean, the offense looks like it's going to be pretty much set to go for the next season, but the defense, they have nothing. And while Eli can be a game manager, we can't compare it to Peyton Manning in Denver because Denver had a top 3 defense the year they won the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, exactly. Dallas had the perfect foundation for Peyton Manning to succeed, and the Giants don't have that. They have a better offensive line. We'll say they have an average offensive line next year, maybe slightly above. Because, I mean, yes, it's going to be vastly improved, but you're going from the worst 2 years ago to a bad offensive line last year. If it's in the top 15, you got to be happy next year. So it's baby steps. But yeah, the pieces aren't there. The pieces aren't there.
I know when we talked on your channel a few weeks ago, I'd done some research via Pro Football Focus. In the last 6 seasons, I think they had 20th or worst ranked offensive line. So if we can get a top 15 offensive line, I'm on board 100%.
That's what I mean. I'd be thrilled with that. Eli hasn't had that for 7 years, and if they could create holes for Saquon, that's the biggest key. Get the push up front for Saquon to do what Saquon does, and that's how this team could have success. They've built the team around Barkley. They took him second overall for a reason. Now get him the help he needs. That's the way I look at it. And by fixing that offensive line, you're going to make it so much easier for the quarterback who eventually replaces Eli, and that should be the goal right now. That should be the goal right now.
Are you on board with all this Rosen talk?
If for the right price, yes.
Okay.
No,
right. Well, if you're on board.
If it's for a second round pick and nothing else, yeah, I'd do the trade.
And I'm happy to say because I'm stuck in the 80s. I just saw you got to the 80th like Chris. That is awesome. If we can get this to 100 before the night's over, that would be terrific.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be on much longer, so we're gonna need 20 likes real quick. But yeah, the stream was going great. It seemed packed at the beginning. And I had technical I mean, I can't see the numbers, but it felt like there was like at least 70 to 90 people in here. That's what it felt like. The chat was moving. And then the phone stopped working for like 15 minutes. I feel like I lost a lot of people. But it was going great tonight at the beginning. Just, it is what it is. Stuff like that happens. But, I always appreciate everybody that tunes in. And hopefully this continues to grow. But I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, buddy. I'm going to have a lot of fun with you tomorrow on your channel. I know that.
Absolutely. And again, to anybody in the chat that stopped by Thursday night when we were having technical difficulties, my apologies again. Appreciate you for hanging around. And looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. and definitely looking forward to working with you tomorrow, Chris.
All right, buddy. And if anybody's not done so, please go over there and check him out. He's a great guy. He's got a great channel. And I always love working with him. All right, my man.
All right, brother.
Have
Take
a
care,
good one. And I'll probably take calls for another 10, 15 minutes. Then I'm going to call it a night because we've been live for a long time. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
My buddy Chris, how you doing, buddy?
I love this guy. The original jerk-off. Nobody.
That's me.
Nobody
That's
better.
me.
Nobody better.
I was thinking of maybe starting my own channel and call it O'Jizzle. But
God.
we'll
Sam, there's not going to be any more second calls because I'm calling it a night in about 15 minutes. I got to get some sleep. I've been live all day today. But
hey, you're the hardest working man. Not just like just.
Oh, what just happened there? Let me call him back. I don't know what's going on with this Skype. That's like the third drop call I had today. Oh, damn it. I just hung up on him. Let me try again. I hate this new Skype. I think I'm calling him back.
Yeah, you lost me, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. That's like the third time that's happened tonight with 3 different callers. I don't know why. Skype made an adjustment. I don't know if there's something screwed up here. But, yeah, Mark Israel on speed dial. Yeah, I should have him on speed dial. But,
yeah, good. Hey, you can call me anytime you want, pal.
What's up, buddy?
yeah, I just want to converse about a few things. First of all, got home a little while ago from the Islander game, and once again I go, they lose. So if there are any Islander fans out there listening, I am not going to go to any more games this year, I promise.
Yeah. Now, do you have season tickets?
No. But a friend of mine has a corporate skybox.
Okay.
Over there.
And last I checked, you guys were slipping. You were second. Where do you stand now?
Yeah, still 2 points out of first behind the Capitals. We have 83. They got 85. So.
And what's the game in hand situation? Played the same amount of games? What's that situation?
I think there's about 14 games left.
For both teams?
Something like that. I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so.
All right, so you're a game out.
But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And look, regardless, they'll be in the playoffs. That's really all that matters right now. But also, the bottom line with them is the goaltending, which was playing great all season for the last week, has really slipped. So, but anyway, yeah, a couple of things. This whole thing with Rosen.
Yeah.
If you guys do trade for him, he's got to start immediately.
Yeah.
What do you think?
If they're gonna trade for Rosen, in my opinion, and again, I hate saying this, I love Eli. In my opinion, you should cut Eli. If you're gonna trade for Rosen, you should say or try to trade him. I don't know who's gonna take that contract. And I mean, at this point, who needs it? Before the year started, I would have said there's a few teams that maybe he could go to that are in a situation where maybe they feel like if they had him at quarterback, because their quarterback situation is so poor that it may be worth the investment. But both those teams have now gotten quarterbacks. That's the Denver Broncos and the Jacksonville Jaguars. They got Foles and they got Flacco. So right now you look around the league, I mean, what team, because nobody's going to trade for Eli, a guy who's almost 40 years old, unless they feel like they could contend with him at quarterback. He's not a guy like a Rosen where you're going to, he's going to be a quarterback for 4 years. So you look around the league, the only team that would make any sense to me, and it doesn't make sense going into the year because he made the playoffs last year, but Lamar Jackson looked horrible in the playoffs. That's the only team that would make any sense to me. If Jackson did horror, if they gave up on Jackson, they said, let's bring Eli, but that's obviously not the case. That would be more for next year maybe, but right now I look around the league, there's no fits for Eli, so I don't think they could trade him. I think they'd have to cut him. I hate saying that, but it doesn't make sense to roster Eli and Rosen. You're right. Rosen already has experience in the league. He's only going to get better by getting reps.
Yeah, no, you'd have to start, if they do it, you'd have to start him immediately. You can't let him sit, and he's not going to want to sit, so he'll be miserable. So he would have to start. But also, when I was at the game, one of the guys I was sitting up there with, did you hear anything about this? Because I haven't really looked, but there was, when we were watching the game, one of the guys I was with got a message on his phone I guess it was through ESPN or maybe the NFL Network or somebody, maybe CBS, that the Jets are considering trading for Cleveland's tight end, Njoku.
Okay.
Did you hear anything? Did you hear anything about that?
No, I'll look that up as you're talking. But why would Cleveland do that?
That's why I'm asking. I don't know the whole thing.
Unless they plan on drafting Hawkinson, maybe with the 17th pick. But
right. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he's a talented tight end, Njoku.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's the rumor that's I guess around.
Okay,
tonight,
what I'm reading right now, as of 4 hours ago, it wasn't Njoku. It was Darren Fells to the Jets, the tight end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. The Njoku's name was said, so I don't know.
Yeah. It says Darren Fells. Hoping they had assets before the start of free agency, March 13th, the Cleveland Browns have reportedly put tight end Darren Fells on the trade block, according to Mike Florio. Per Manish Mehta of the New York Daily News, the New York Jets have discussed adding Fells to their need for a blocking tight end. So it's Fells, not Njoku. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now I got it right. Okay. And lastly, the whole Antonio Brown fiasco. The second I heard, when it scrolled across my TV the other night that he was going to Buffalo, I called BS on the whole thing. I knew it. I mean, I knew there was no way he was going to go to Buffalo. And I think you're right. I think you had mentioned, that he probably, the second he heard that they were considering Buffalo, he said, no, I'm sure he probably gave them a list of teams that he won't go to.
Yeah.
But I knew Buffalo was probably at the top of the list.
Yeah, no, he definitely broke that trade up. That trade was going to happen. He absolutely broke that trade up. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've been saying it now since that trade fell through. I thought that would have been a great place for Antonio Brown to go. Maybe not necessarily for his numbers, but if his goal is to win, I think Buffalo's on the uptick. I think Buffalo's going to be a good football team. And I think a player like Antonio Brown is what they need.
Well, I mean, it's not just, you know this as well as anybody. I mean, over the years, there have been a multitude of players that have said no to Buffalo and not living up there or playing up there,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you ever saw. I was watching on the NFL Network a football life of Jim Kelly and what Buffalo, the time they had to wait to get him after they drafted him because he didn't want to play there, and he went to the USFL. And then the only reason why he went to Buffalo is because after the USFL folded, Buffalo still owned the rights to him. And on top of that, they paid him at the time. He got the highest contract for any quarterback at the time. They gave him $1.5 million a season.
I remember that.
To get him there.
I remember hearing that. I remember watching a documentary on that.
And it was the same thing with Terrell Owens.
I was going to bring him up. Yeah.
Yeah, he did not want to play there. The only reason why he played there is because he had to. He had no choice,
Yeah, I think it's a little... it's obviously ridiculously cold there. But I think it's a little overrated. Why don't people have problems playing in Green Bay? It's just as cold there.
Let me just tell you before I hang up real quick, okay? Because I know it's getting late and you want to wrap it up. But I went to school in Michigan. I went to Michigan State, all right? And most of the friends that I grew up with, a lot of them went to Buffalo State, Buffalo University, and so forth. So, I know what it's like living in Lansing, Michigan. I know what it's like dealing with all of that weather, okay? But I used to go to Buffalo all the time to visit my friends over the years. Now, you're talking late 80s to the very early 90s.
Right.
The only thing that Buffalo is good for is the strip clubs on the Canadian side of the border. That's all it is good for.
So there's nothing there.
And now, it's Have you ever been to Buffalo?
I've been to Canada. I've never been to Buffalo.
Okay. Well, So you see, there's no reason to go to Buffalo. You know, it's not like you said to me, "Oh yeah, go to Buffalo all the time."
Yeah.
Nobody goes to Buffalo unless they have to, and it's mostly a big time college city. You know, but otherwise, yeah. What are they famous for? Their wings. I mean,
and Niagara Falls, I guess. But,
right.
Yeah.
But it's all garbage.
But I'm gonna let you go because it's getting late. I just want to say,
Go ahead.
Thank you for the call. I always like talking to you, buddy.
All right, buddy. I'll probably give you a buzz on Monday.
Sounds good, man. Have a good one.
Take it easy.
All right, guys. I am going to wrap this up. We've been live for a while. It's later than I thought. I just want to say thank you for... Not going to take any more calls, guys. I got to close it out. It's late. It's already 11:41. But I am going to... Not going to do it. Because if I take one, I'm going to have to take another. I just want to say thank you guys. I hope you guys have a great night. And I'll see you guys soon. Have a good one. HTTR, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, tomorrow's daylight savings. All right, I didn't even know that. All right, guys, have a good one. Thank you very much. Brandon, if you want to talk off, the thing is, it's too late. I gotta go. Because if I take one, I have to take another. I'll take you first on Monday. Have a good one, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in.